Welcome, captains. We finally have your team assignments. Please give them a look over.
Wait, you're giving me Callie? Seriously?
I'll trade you Buck for Callie.
No trading. Everyone needs to learn to work together.
Damn it.
I hope Mosey's not on my team, or he might experience an accident.
No, he's with me.
Listen, I appreciate your concerns, but one of Rainbow's strengths is our diversity. As team captains, you must learn to lead operators from a variety of backgrounds and specializations.
I don't recognize this name. Who's Aruni?
Seconds.
Jordan, you need to hurry!
I'm on it. Come on, man. Almost there.
Hold on! We need to get...
Hello? Anyone home? There you are.
Ah, hey. Been a while.
It's been too long.
So you're, doing okay? Last time I saw you...
Bangkok wasn't your fault, Jordan. Our work is dangerous. I never blamed you, my friend. Not once.
Tough routine out there, huh?
I've got to train hard if I'm going to kick your ass.
Oh, let's not get carried away now.
See you on the field.
Good evening, welcome to another episode of Late Night Siege. In fact, it's our last one for the year, but joining me, as you know, as always, is Dev Marta. How are you tonight, Dev? Look at you with your Santa hat.
I'm getting festive, boys! Yeah, I mean, it is the last one of the year. Of course, we've got the holiday season coming up, as it is December. A lot of people got holidays, celebrating whatever you celebrate. I'm just getting in on it, trying to be a bit excitable, as that's kind of the go. So yeah, keen as Raven.
Love it. And look, somebody else has something to celebrate, which we're going to talk a lot about tonight. It is Vinnie from Wildcard. How are you doing tonight, man?
Good, guys. How are you?
Very well.
Fantastic,
Thanks for joining us again,
good.
man. And I think it was very poetic getting you on. You know, we've come full circle on the year. Episode number 1 of Late Night Siege this year was with you. And here you are on the last one for the year as well.
And you couldn't keep me away, hey?
Yeah, that's it.
We couldn't get rid of you, more like. Yeah, no, it was. I think the very first episode, I was really appreciative that you came on way back when, because it was the first time that we were trialing this brand new thing. We weren't sure exactly how it would work, but you were a star back then. We were doing like operator and map guides. I just remember doing the IQ Clubhouse stuff. It was awesome. But a lot of stuff has changed for you since then as well, right? Throughout 2020, you've actually moved teams as well. And you're now playing for the most successful team currently in the Oceanic region, which is Wildcards. So maybe for people who aren't so across the esports scene, why don't you just give yourself a little elevator pitch, the intro, tell us who you are and what you've been doing this year.
Yeah, so obviously when I first came on, I spoke about myself and that I'd been playing competitive for 2.5 years in Siege in ANZ and was really enjoying my time. And since then, like you said, a lot's changed, and I have now joined Wildcard, who ended up winning Oceanic Nationals, and then we ended up playing in the 6 Major. We won that, and then finally we came to the finals last week or the week before, and we won that as well.
Yeah, and look, to make that really obvious to why that's a big deal for people, that means that you guys have qualified for the 6th Invitational in February, which is obviously Rainbow Six's biggest esports tournament in the world. 3 million USD prize pool, 20 teams are going to be flying into a bubble in Europe to be able to compete out of that. So that's a really big deal in the world of esports, especially.
Yeah, it's huge. It's the dream, isn't it? That's why we get into it. So yeah.
Yeah, and while like Wildcard as a team was there for 6th Invitational this year, 2020, and they went to Tokonami as well. This is kind of a first for you, right? Because if I'm not wrong, I'm just doing some historian work in my head. You've only ever been to that one LAN event, and that was way back when you actually played under Raven, who was coaching you guys, and that was at Six Masters last year, right? So this would be, I mean, going to the Invitational, this could be your second ever LAN event.
Yeah, it's a dream come true for sure. Especially something like Invite. It's the biggest one, so definitely jumping in head first.
Yeah, just casual step up from the Six Masters LAN of last year. No, look, it's incredibly exciting for you guys and for you in particular. Maybe just tell everybody a bit about the year as well. I mean, you started off, as Dev was alluding to, on the ex-Sinister roster, which is now under Noble. I would love to hear like a bit of a storyline, I guess, for the year for you in particular.
So I joined Sinister at the start of the year, and I was with them till September, and you know, I was so impressed with the way that we got better throughout the year. When I joined the team, they were pretty disjointed, kind of lost in terms of with the roster move that they made, because they were trying to pick up digital at the time, and that kind of fell through. So a little bit disjointed, and luckily the way things worked out, I ended up joining them, and yeah, they taught me so much when I was on that team, and we grew together, which was a really awesome process. And it kind of eventuated in us finishing second that season, I think, and just falling a bit short of the playoffs, which was super disappointing for me. And
so I would love to hear, I guess, how it eventuated that you came to Wildcard. I mean, like, was that something that had you already felt was happening, kind of deal, or did it just come out of nowhere? I don't know. I guess like it'd be great to hear insight on the actual kind of roster change and what led you to the decision as well, that kind of thing.
So it had been in my mind after that playoffs that I kind of felt like I needed a change, whether that was joining a new team or even you know, kind of leaving the scene. And luckily Diesel came to me probably 2 or 3 weeks after the playoffs and said to me, look, we're thinking of making a roster change, or somebody has decided to retire, which ended up being Ethan, and we're looking for a new player, and you were the obvious candidate, so we wanted to ask you first. And I kind of had a chat with a few different teams as well at the time, but eventually decided with Wildcard. They were the most experienced, and I felt like that was the best place for me to grow, continue to grow as a player.
You were essentially headhunted by the number 1 team playing in Oceanic Rainbow 6, right? And yeah, so for those who don't know, they had Ethan, who was their captain and like longtime player. He was the MVP of the final season that he played in. He decided to retire. So, I mean, especially stepping into Ethan's shoes, right? That's a lot to fill. He was MVP of that season. He was well renowned. And while, you know, you've been a hot star player for a long time, did you feel that pressure going into it?
Not really. As soon as I joined the team, they made it very apparent that they didn't want for it to be a repeat of the season before, where Ethan was that hot player, and he was the only one that was carrying them through games, and they wanted to make sure it was evenly based, and we were all working together to get the win. So straight away they made it very apparent that me fragging out every game wasn't going to be needed, and I really respected that, and I think it showed throughout the season just how well we played based on everyone's performances, not just one individual person.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. It's definitely something that I noticed was a big difference with the team. And I can think back to Six Masters, which was Ethan's last season. There were a particular few matches where he legitimately dropped like a 20 bomb, for example, and really carried them through to like certain wins. Whereas Oceanic Nationals was definitely a different story. Like there were definitely matches where you in particular, you know, like you had a quiet game or just, you know, weren't star performing, but it didn't really matter. Like you guys were still coming through with victories, and you can definitely see like the vision is there, which is great to see. And you carried that through all the way to the major, which we already talked about that you guys did win. And brings me to the point of tonight's episode, is that we're going to be breaking down your grand final match against Okami, going through a few of those maps and talking about a few different points. Maybe Vinny, you wrote down a few liner notes in particular that we're going to be going onto. Maybe just in a quick snapshot, try and explain to people like what you've tried to pull out for us to talk through.
So a few of the things that I picked up after skimming through the VOD a few times are just a few ways that we look at VODs, just individually or as a team, and a few of the habits or things that we pick up on when we're playing. A few of the things we did well, a few of the things we could have done better. and just really highlighting how we VOD review as a team.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah. I'm really keen to get into this. I just wanted to go back for a second. I was just trying to fetch some stats because I was curious to, since we were talking about, you know, your adjustment to the team and how you didn't, well, it wasn't necessarily just so that you would be the Vinnie show, like kind of in some ways it was the Ethan show back before you joined the team. And I looked at some stats, right? Wildcard is a very even team in terms of statistically how well each player performs in terms of like kills, deaths, KOS deal, all the stats that you usually look at. But for the Oceanic Nationals playoffs this year, you actually were the MVP of that whole event. It was a narrow margin over 3 of your other teammates, but you were you had the highest KD differential overall, and you had the highest CGG rating as well. Do you think that did you notice a drastic difference between, say, playing in the season versus playing in the playoffs versus playing in the major, or did you feel like it was all within margin for error, like you were being fairly consistent?
Going into the playoffs was definitely the most confident I think we'd been as a team. I'd been on the team for a whole season and really worked my way in, and we had good practice going into playoffs, which is something we didn't have going into the final against the Kami. Every team didn't really have much practice, including Knights and Akami, just the way that the season shaped up, and ANZ teams weren't really scrimming at the time.
Yep.
So I think that was definitely the best headspace we were in going into those playoffs against Knights in the grand final, and I think it showed with our performance. But honestly, it's always been the same. I think everyone on the team has the ability to be that MVP, so it makes it so consistent, so special.
Yeah. I definitely think that's a special thing about Wildcard. Like, anyone could be the MVP on any day of the week, and the stats that I'm looking at right here on CGG, like if you go to the pages for those competitions, like it backs it up. You see like Emo had the best stats during the major, you had the best stats during the playoffs, and I think it was Geo had the best stats during the season. And you could literally be anyone any day of the week.
That's actually
what's great to watch about you guys.
That's what I was going to say as well, to back up your point, was Geo won the Snowball Esports MVP for Oceanic Nationals as a whole. And then, Emo was named the MVP for the major. So you're so right. Like, everybody could step up. I've seen games where Pat can just drop nukes, and same with Diesel. You know, Diesel always has it in him. Sometimes he'll have those massive games. So it really is like a scary combo that you guys have. But look, I think we can just dive into this match review. Just for anybody that's maybe a little bit intimidated by this, we're going to try and explain things really simply. Best person to explain it obviously is going to be Vinnie, given that it's his team. You'll get full direct insight into it. And as I put in the title, you know, what makes a pro team so pro? We're going to find out. Like, we're going to really explain why pro teams are considered pro. Like, why are they so organized? Why is it such a special thing to be a pro team? So I'm going to bring up this the arrows saved, but my window is closed for some reason. How cool is that? I don't know if you guys can see that, but
I don't know how that you're seeing that. I think you're bugged out or something, because
I was bugged out.
There we go.
I was bugged out.
This is what I wanted to welcome everyone. Hello, welcome to Rainbow Six Sunset, guys.
Beautiful. Oh, look at you. All right, I am gonna just hit play. And Vinnie, feel free to take over and say whatever you want.
Yeah. So first of all, the reason I picked out this round was to throw myself under the bus first. This is a round where I make a mistake, a pretty drastic mistake as well. And we'll see it as the round starts. It's pretty early on. I think I find an early opening pick and then get a little bit greedy and look for a second one, which definitely wasn't needed. But yeah, this is one of the things that we look at. Sorry to cut you off. That we don't look at too much in depth. It's one of those things that was in the moment, kind of a micro decision. But I thought I would just start with it.
Yeah, so I mean, you're playing the Jaeger here. You can see Vincia.wc, and what would you say is, like, you know, your job in this round?
In this round specifically, actually, I think this may be the wrong round. I think I may have given you the wrong one. Anyway, I think we can probably talk about this round. I think it was round 4. Anyway,
we can fast forward if you want.
Yeah, go forward to the next round if you could.
Oh, I just drew a dot. Yeah, hang on a sec.
I can't actually remember the way this round went out. I think that round we lost as well.
There we go.
Intimidation.
Fixed, guys. Fixed for you. Man, this is actually so much fun, but it's a massive risk having the ability to draw on things, as I'm sure everyone can expect.
If anybody watched the relay during Oceanic Nationals, they will see that risk fully realized because something definitely happened by accident in that.
I remember that. I don't know how you were so oblivious, Raven, but we'll just.
I think it's because I was the one doing it. It's always the person doing it that's oblivious, right?
Everyone else cracked up because you draw something that you probably shouldn't have drawn. Anyway, so this is the round then. You're playing the mute this round.
Yes. So we are doing a kids dorms hold, and specifically we adapted it that I would be holding inside of tower, so I would hold T3 early on, and just try to waste as much time as possible. If they decided to clear me, we would reinforce off T3, and I would be there basically to die, waste as much time as possible, hopefully get a pick. If not, at least force them to use a bit of utility.
Yep.
Very early on in VOD review, we knew that Akami wasn't the strongest team in terms of utility usage, so if we thought we could get rid of some of it early, it would really affect them later in the round.
Yep.
Whatever reason, it has swung heavily in either the favor of the
So tower, like obviously we're just watching the prep phase at the moment. Your team's setting up. You know, you're putting out your mute jammers to protect these walls and stuff. But it's really in the action phase that you want to talk about. So you head over to, you call it T3. So this is one of those things where like you have a specific call for maybe something that like a lot of casual players wouldn't have. And there you go into tower. Hopefully the observer follows you. We don't obviously have control over the camera right now.
No, yeah. It feels like we should, but we don't, yeah.
No, we don't. One day we will. Once replays come in, we can do this in the super advanced way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not sure if there's going to be anything breezy. Do you know if this is going to come up on camera?
I think me dying does, so...
Okay, cool. Oh, there you go. You already got one kill. All right, so
me whiffing a lot of bullets. Yeah. And yeah, it does get refragged, but it ends up being a 2 for 2. So not much one. I did kill the Maverick early, which is a good pick, but that's definitely where I should have left it.
Right.
So just gonna go back onto that. So you ran out from tower. We don't see it though.
So I jump out the T2 window and kill Joker, who's rappelling on T3.
Right.
I was unaware that he was there to begin with. We thought they were doing a full master clear, so I was my only directive was to jump out and kill this guy Armory. But I ended up finding one and then looking for a second. Obviously, when you get a pick on something as high value as a Maverick really early in the round, it makes more sense for me to try stay alive instead of looking for a second one. I'm going I'm swinging very wide against an Ash, who does bring a lot of utility, but obviously I've already had a huge impact on the round, so it would have made more sense for me to try rotate back in green door or something like that and staying alive.
Yep.
So the thought process here is you've just killed Joker, who's playing the Maverick, and he's really important because with Thatcher banned, like there's no way that it's much more difficult for the attackers to destroy any of like the mute jammers protecting those walls. So you're taking away some hard breach, and you're also taking away those fragments. Is that why you're saying like once you got that pick, it's worth just running away?
Yeah. So especially with a push on something like kids and dorms, a lot of teams opt to kind of pinch, so they'll take tower and then open up the attic wall and the master wall at the same time. But without a Maverick, it'd be a lot more difficult getting both walls open. So yeah.
I'm just trying to also capture an angle at least to explain your initial run out because you were using terminology that maybe people didn't know.
Yeah.
Still not going to be easy.
No, it won't be with these angles, but
the tier 2 window you're talking about, right, is the one that's around here on the other side of the tower?
The other one.
Oh, the other one is on this side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you jumped out of that one and you killed the guy. You said tier 3, which was the top window.
So he was up here, repelled. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. I can picture it now. Hopefully other people can picture that. And then, just to make it even more clear, you were peeking from this side across to here on Armory.
Yes.
To try and get this kill. Yeah.
Yes. And I could hear Ippy Style spamming a pistol, so I thought, I might have a chance here for a second, but I got punished.
may get eliminated here, but he was ready for the push.
And this is something that maybe people wouldn't necessarily be expecting, but Pat, your teammate, he actually jumps out as well after you get that kill. Like, he's trying to back you up.
So yeah, he was the armory player early on, which is the room that the Ash was rappelling on. And I can't remember if he was jumped out. I think he jumps out armory window or satellite window. But yeah, so again, he thought he could find a pick and maybe get back inside, but his run out is a lot more suicidal, I'd say. It's probably the only word that works. It's, yeah, once he's out there, he's only getting one, more than likely. I definitely had an opportunity to get back inside, so it's just one of those micro decisions that happens. It kind of almost encapsulates the pressure that we're under during the game. You're trying to have as big of an impact as you can early on and really win rounds for your team, but yeah, that kind of stuff is pretty unnecessary.
Yeah. So you're highlighting this as like just a tiny decision that you consider a mistake, like it had a negative impact, and you're being very nitpicky, but of course this is your job, right? You're trying to be as good as possible. But this is just an occasion where you're like, oh, if I'd done that thing slightly better, we would have been in an even, bigger advantage.
Yeah. So if I hadn't died, hypothetically, and I'd run back inside, it would have been a 5v4. Ibistar was already very low by the time that I jumped out, so he was almost already off the board. And it could have been a 5v3 pretty early on. We would have won the round much more convincingly. I don't know if we win the round from here, but
fast forward and have a look.
I've quickly paused it because I just wanted to again highlight the fact that your first pick was on the Joker, and like you were talking about that being impactful because it's the Maverick. So to explain the impact of that, what attackers would normally do for this site is they would try and open. That's not the box that I thought I had. They would try and open through attic wall in the big tower, and then of course they also use hard breach to open this bedroom wall. So then you've got like a two-pronged attack coming from attic and master, and that means that as defenders, you guys are generally having to play in this side of site or flank or play below or something like that. But because you got the Maverick, they only have the ace for hard breach, and that means they can only get one side, and that's pretty critical. You'll see down here too that you guys actually impact trick that Selma charge, so it's not even a jump through at that stage. They might use it more, but regardless, I just wanted to highlight that because of your early pick, they couldn't, or they decided not to get attic. So that's just full map control that you guys maintained all through here to be able to put pressure. And yeah, like your strat has like a line of sight in through attic regardless, but that's still pressure you can put in through trophy and master and that kind of thing. So now I'm really hoping you guys win the round because Okami don't have enough map control, but we'll see.
I'm pretty sure we do.
The only problem I see is that Specker breached this wall. Like, that's the one where he just used a lifeline. So he can actually get into attic if he wants to. Like, it's quite dangerous, but he can sprint into attic through this hole in the wall to the right. And since none of you guys are playing in attic, like Raven, like you're saying that Wildcard has this map control, but they also kind of don't have the control.
And now they don't, right?
Yeah, exactly. So like that's all it took.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another factor that comes in with me dying after getting the pick. It would probably be my positioning to be in the late round.
Yeah, I think Okami win this round actually. Pretty sure.
Jack that he gets 2 to the breach.
Yeah.
Remember? 2 top white kills.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure they win this round. So they pop the Goyo shield somehow. I don't actually know how they popped the Goyo shield. It must have been one of Jack Daddy's Selmas. Yeah. This ended up being actually quite a convincing end to the round for Okami.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was well played.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it was a good round though. Yeah. I think it really well illustrates a very real issue for a lot of people, right? Is just that urge to thirst for more kills when maybe it's not always the play, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And like maybe if you hadn't jumped out there at the end, at the start there after the first kill, like if you just stayed passive, maybe you would have had more players alive. You would have been able to hold on to addict control, wouldn't have let Spectre take it, and maybe that round would have gone differently at the end.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, is there any other rounds on Oregon that you would like to watch? You only gave us one at the start. Is there any others that you can think of? Otherwise,
I also said round 5, which I think is the round that we're on now. And it's the end of the round.
Oh, you did too. Yeah. I can't read.
Well, while we're skipping forward to that, I'm just going to address a question we got in chat from XZ Black7. Don't know how to say it. They say learn from Pro League. And what am I supposed to learn? Just asking. I feel like, Vinny, I'm going to direct this question at you. What can people learn from watching like professionals play?
So it is difficult to always adapt what you find in Pro League to a ranked setting or a casual setting. But it can even be like the small things, the way that we hold certain areas of the map. There could be certain shields that we do. If we put utility in certain positions, it's been dry runs over and over again to make sure it's the most efficient way to do things. So I think at the very least you could at least copy few Goyo shields, few Cade placements. Maybe the way that people Maverick trick or Bandage trick or some more advanced kind of concepts that probably aren't taught early on to ranked and casual players, probably from YouTube videos or things like that.
So it's everything really. It's like from the really complicated things like advanced strategies, but it's also those micro decisions. For example, like in the case of the previous round, you were saying like maybe if you hadn't gotten so greedy, you would have stayed alive, you would have won the round. And that's definitely something that can apply a lot in the casual and the ranked setting.
Yeah. For sure.
The other thing I was going to say is somebody just brought up in chat as well, and that's just learning map layout and angles as well. I found was, in my experience, when I used to watch pro matches way back in the day when I started learning, that helped a lot, because one thing I noticed as a beginner was I would die to things and I'd be like, how did I just die? Where was that? Yeah, exactly. And so watching this is a quick way to learn without actually dying.
Yeah. And to add to that as well, like call-outs is a big thing. And I know we've done like call-out guides in the past. Go into youtube.com/c/rainbow6anz if you want to watch all those. But like there are specific call-outs. So you'll hear Vinny say T3, you'll say green goal. So guys, if anyone in chat, if Vinny or any of us says a call-out and you don't know where that is, feel free to ask, and we're happy to explain it as well. And I feel like that's really valuable knowledge that then you can take into your own gameplay.
Have faith, guys. You got to have faith.
Okay, so we're just around 30 seconds left in the round, Vinny. Let's set the scene here. You guys have pretty good control still. I mean, feel free to take over from me, but you got 2 players playing pretty freely around Pillar, which includes yourself. Diesel's still got control of Laundry, and Emo's just hanging out in secret. That means you've got somebody roaming still?
Pat's in bunker, so they're.
Oh, yes, too. I'm just blind. Yeah, epic.
Yeah.
I
was just highlighting that there has been no gunfights for 2.5 minutes of a round, which is something that is kind of common in Pro League, especially on a site like this, where the attacking team is usually just trying to take as much map control as possible. I think Joker and Specker both took damage to electrified hatches, which is not ideal for them, but it does happen when you're Maverick and Zephyr and stuff like that. And yeah, so I was just going to highlight the way that we're positioned at the end of the round, which is as effectively as basically we can be to make sure that if any of us die, we're getting refragged instantly. And that kind of plays out here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even like if we can, once we finish playing the rest of the 15 seconds out, maybe you can further in-depth explain that. Like Raven pointed out all the positions that you guys were in, the 5 of you, and you mentioned the term refrag. Now, that's when like you kill back an enemy who just killed your teammate, right? So these kinds of things that maybe people who are watching, some of you guys might not be super aware of. So like, why is it important? In fact, if we can like pause here so we can see, if we get all 5 in frame.
A few arrows.
Yeah, please. Like, what do you mean, and how are you like helping each other make sure that you refrag each other?
Yeah, so
I missed it. Sorry.
If there's an angle that is kind of only one person holding, so something like Diesel or Ema in, currently they're holding an angle that's quite passive. These angles here, they're not trying to find kills. If they walk in, they're kind of just looking for info. If they get a shot off and get a kill, it's good for them. But more often, this is just for info. And then you have angles like this. So Pat is holding the bunker door, and I'm helping him as the E wall here will be open that I'm looking through. And Gio will be looking up the grey stairs and towards short door. So if anyone comes in, this person towards dirt is always going to be exposed to more than one angle. As that kind of plays out, I think it kind of switches, and then I end up moving across. I think I end up looking towards the grey stairs because this is a better angle for me than for Gio. And Gio is looking towards electrical through here, and Pat is holding this. And then the other two kind of stay the same. Yeah.
So you're making sure that between the 5 of you, you're covering all the possible entrances. Like if I'm going to do it in red, like if I'm to highlight all the possible ways the attackers can get to you guys, there's oops, that's the wrong one. Oops, I used, oh well, whatever. Over here, right? They can come from. Over here, they can come from.
Yeah.
These stairs, they can come from. And over here, plus there's actually like a hatch.
A hatch, yeah.
So that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible ways that they can come from. And so like the arrows you drew before, right? It's making sure that you always have at least one person covering all of those, and ideally 2 to support each other at the same time. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly right. And when you have operators like Smoke, which is what Diesel was playing towards the front, he can always cover off his own line of sight with his gadgets. Which is why we tend to have him towards the front, towards the end of the round.
Right.
Yeah. And you kind of explained a lot. I'm going to focus on this pack of you at the top here. You explained about the positions that you guys can hold together. And that's actually the first sequence that comes out here. It's that you get the first pick.
Onto grey stairs, I think, yeah.
Oh, it's onto great stairs?
Yeah.
Yep. And then Becca refrags you?
Yeah, so by peeking onto the grey stairs, I expose myself to that angle from dirt where he walks in.
Yeah.
Pat understands that he can't cover the dirt guy looking at me through the hole, so he gets more aggressive up towards dirt, and then he's able to refrag me as well.
Yeah. So I'm going to play that sequence again because it is actually a really great demonstration of the angles held and just refragging / trading in general.
Kami would have liked to have been taking this long. Then you lose the first pick. Specker pushing in as well. Pat was just waiting at the there past.
Was that you trying to do the arrows?
It was trying to do live arrows. I don't know how well it worked.
It's tough. But yeah, it all happens very quick, but it's a really important part of being a high performing team is being able to like have this positioning and be able to execute that, because if you can't get refrags or trades, then you're often going to be in man disadvantages, which just makes it easier for your opponents to win in general.
Yeah. And especially at this level against teams like Akami who have 5 people that are very mechanically skilled, you don't always be taking 1v1s because then you're leaving it to chance. And
flurry of kills at the end of that round.
Yeah, and to some degree that's actually what happened. Like you had pointed out, Diesel and Emo, who were covering like the front, which was on our screens, like kind of the bottom half of the screen. And they both died like really early on, and it was, even though you guys kind of like won the fight, you and your teammates won the fight around the back stairs and blue, like there was actually possible for Akama to win that because it was a 2 versus 2 because they had pushed onto those 2 players that were holding the front.
Yeah. So especially for that side, it's about understanding what map control we have and what map control we want to fight for. We know that planning, doing a front plan at Laundry is actually pretty difficult to find somebody somewhere safe to plant. And if they are going to do that, then they need laundry control, they need freezer control, and yeah. If we're taking gunfights with 30 seconds left towards the back, it's a pretty good yeah, we have a pretty good idea that they're trying to take the back and plant probably somewhere around here, or if they're going to go deep towards the cutout around here. Since we understand that we're taking gunfights with 30 seconds left here, it means Pat and Gio can play more passive towards the end once all the refrags happen. They know that these two are going to have to go for kills, so they don't have kit.
Yeah, so even though these guys push in through here, and I think the other player, I can't remember who it was.
I think he drops freezer hatch or something.
Oh, yeah, so he comes in through that, where that arrow is. Like, even though these players can come on through, like, they have to keep pushing up forward and chase you guys, and it doesn't end up working out for them.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I think it's Gio and Pat. Yeah, Gio and Pat, I think, that hold the fort down at the end. So, yeah, it's really cool. So you're kind of identifying that, like, it doesn't matter so much if the attack can like take control of say this giant box on the like this side, because it's much more dangerous, and you know that the diffuser is going to come from this north side, so you fight more so for that control at the top.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Nice. All right.
Cool.
Cool. The next round you've got for us is Cafe. So I'll just quickly skip to that. See if I can find it real quick. Oh, Oregon was a long one.
Yeah. Oh, in fact, yeah, that's a good point, right? Like Oregon, you guys actually lost 7-5. That was a really close match. Like, were you guys kind of worried going into Oregon? It was Akami's pick, or like were you worried after you guys lost it?
Not really. We know that is their strongest map, and that's the map they're most comfortable on. So we went into the map knowing they were gonna, kind of throw everything they have at us. But we definitely felt like we could have won the map. There were a few rounds that you guys pointed out before we started the stream that Ipistol got a few flanks off, and I think Specca did as well, where he got a few really impactful kills and basically flawless us really early on in the round, which was poor joining from us. But we also understood with I think they banned Nomad on every map, they were going to do more aggressive flanks and things like that. So we need to be much tighter going into the next 3 maps, and we knew that, and I think we tightened up a lot.
Right on.
Love it. All right, so round 3 Cafe. It's 1-1 at this stage. Obviously, you guys are down a map as well. Let's set the scene. What are we looking for in this round, Vinny?
So I highlighted this round because of the way that we take the reading fireplace site. We don't do a really traditional push, which is usually to push people through bar, waste all of the util towards cocaine side, which we can probably highlight a bit better once we get into the round. And yeah, we push through the white hallway rather than through bar. So
okay, cool.
What do you mean?
Cool. So, can you just give us a bit of a lowdown of? I mean, this bomb site, right, is fairly uncommon. Like, if you're used to maybe playing ranked, you're probably not used to seeing an objective that's in the middle floor, right? Almost always you're gonna see teams defending the top floor, but here the bomb site A and B bomb sites are where I've made these red rectangles. It's reading and fireplace. Now, what's the basics? What do people need to know about this bomb site and how it's defended / attacked to be able to understand the round that you're going to explain?
Yeah, so defending this bomb site is quite tricky, as the whole ceiling of the reading site is soft, so it can be played vertically, and that means that the defending team needs to hold above for as long as possible, if not for the whole round. To ensure that they keep control of the site. Fireplace is the opposite. It is completely vertical along the floor, and the roof is not able to be breached. So it works kind of differently, but as all the walls are soft, you can kind of hold the fireplace site from inside reading.
Yeah. So the meta really, I hate using the word meta, by the way, but I'm just going to say it because it's easy to say. The meta really is to be taking top floor above and getting that vertical control in through reading here. And then basically you plant in this corner with the circle. It's like the most common way that you'll see this attacked, because you get pretty clear map control, right? You get that whole top floor. You can then secure your flank. Then it's just about ensuring you've got control of pillars, which is this whole section. And that's pretty much it, right? You just hold verticals from above so that nobody rushes your planter. And in theory, you should be able to get that plant down pretty sweet at that stage. So it's the simplest version of attacking a site.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Right.
So let's see how you guys actually do it.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Upstairs. There we go. So maybe if the observer zooms out again, we can pause and just give a quick overview of what it usually would look like. Maybe Vinny, you can explain what like a typical attack would look like onto the top floor part, like the top floor phase of this attack.
Yeah. So very early, it is about getting control of piano, which is this area up here. I can't find the square, so I'm gonna draw circles.
It's right next to the circle, mate. It's literally just to the left.
I don't think I have it. Anyway, doesn't matter.
What?
Oh, that's weird.
So yeah, piano is that area of the map. That's literally the first area that needs to be taken. It's usually the entry point for attackers. There are windows around here, which is generally where attackers want to drop, as well as the 2 hatches above red stairs and above new area or new balk or heaven.
I love that still has no very clear like call out, right?
Yeah. Well, my team, as soon as I joined Wildcard, we call this art, so it's completely different to any other team that I've played on. It took some time to get used to, but I've heard it called new balk, heaven, new catwalk. Like there's so many different names.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's usually the first step, is taking control of that side of the map. And a very meta push is to push people through the bar like this. Usually clear util around here. There might be an ADS here, an ADS on the bar there, and usually shields set up like this, facing in towards bar, either there or there, and that gives the defending team line of sight into the bar.
Yeah.
The reason that we didn't want to go for a push like this is that like the vertical that works on the site works both ways. This is very easy to get C forward. That was very apparent after the shrapnel change that happened midway through last season or the season before. Even standing on top of the bars, you'll get C forward. So it's pretty hard to work your way through the bar while also dealing with players around cocaine. And yeah, so we decided that pushing through snow, probably color, was just better in terms of this not being able to be C forward.
Right.
And basically that means that we have more free control of taking this area of the map.
Well, but I mean, at a glance, this area that you're talking about, trying to take control of, it looks like this hallway. It looks so like a funnel, like a tunnel. Yeah. So, why don't we have a look and see how it plays out? But I mean, the end goal for you guys is to take control of everything on the top floor and take out all of the defenders up here and push them downstairs. So yeah, I mean, I'm keen to see how it pans out, especially with like you see how many players are on the top floor at the moment. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. I think at least 1 or 2 of them are going to drop down. There you go. There's 2 of them that go downstairs. But like, this is going to be challenging for you guys.
And yeah, really early on, you can tell they have Valkyrie for info and 3 C4s. So their idea is definitely to deny us walking through bar.
Almost every second from Akami these days. We saw a couple from Wildcard though, of course, on Oregon.
So you guys are playing pretty slowly. You saw that the Valkyrie threw out a black eye, and you know Pat's trying to find them here with the IQ scanner. And you guys are just setting up at this point. You know, the first 30 seconds of the round, you take it pretty slow.
Yeah, very early on, it's just about denying their aggression. We knew they were going to be very aggressive from the onset, and I think a few rounds they catch us off guard with a bit of aggression in terms of jump outs and things like that. And as we saw in the first map, early aggression can really set the pace of the round, and if enough util is off the board early, then attacking is extremely difficult, especially on Cafe.
Right on. So at the moment, what are you guys like talking as a team, trying to decide what kind of an attack you're going for, or you're just going through the motions, the kind of stuff that you've dry run, that you've practiced as a team?
So when you're dry running, you're kind of trying to cover all bases, so we do have different attacks depending on what we're seeing on info. Straight away we saw that they had double Rio'd the left side of cocaine, which meant more often than not there's going to be a shield there and enough util burn, so probably ADSs and 1Y discs to protect that shield, which can be really hard to deal with, and it wastes a lot of utility early on. Packet's a really good pick early, and that's the White Stairs player. This is why White Stairs isn't a funnel, because you can cover up the stairs from the window.
Yeah, and at this point, you guys just funneled people down that hallway with 2 guys as well repelling. That's... I don't know if we get overhead view here, but like, I mean, even from this point, you could potentially pause it and we can kind of have a look at the situation. So... back over, this is the white hallway down on the other side of these walls, and you've got 2 players repelling. So you're really putting these guys under the pump, and all without at all pushing through the bar, which is what you told us is like the normal way to come through.
Yeah, so I think we do have 1 person push through bar. I think it's Diesel by himself. Right. Just making sure that we can't get flanked from red, which is a big issue with Nomad Band. and B, making sure this guy can't cross back towards, we call it cash, but some people call it heaven, New Belk. There's different names. The one behind us here. And he can't drop down into pillars and escape. So we're just trying to cover all bases.
Yeah. Also, there was a quick question in the chat. What's cocaine? I think that's just you guys segregating cocktail, right? So
Yeah.
cocaine is this side of cocktail. And
right.
do you have a different call for the other side?
So more specifically, we have C1, C2, and C3, which is the different tables. Starting from, I think this side is C1 that Cutie's currently on, and C3 is the third table, and then past that is cocaine hatch, I think, and then that's basically the calls that we have for this.
Okay, cool.
So you don't call any of this cocktail then?
Not really. C1, C2, C3 stands for cocktail 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, right.
I think cocaine and cocktail are just more generic kind of names that we use.
Wow, this is abuse, what we're witnessing right now.
That's a good refrag though. Good example of a refrag.
Yeah, so we had wasted a lot of time doing this push, like more time than we would have wanted. 40 seconds left. There was one person still C1. We had info on him, so at that point it's just about refragging him, getting rid of him and getting ready to plant. Jack gets very aggressive. But at that point, the round's lost. We have so much vertical control and too many numbers for them to clutch this out.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna have to try and catch this exact moment. Hang on a sec. Okay, so if anybody can try and picture back to the overhead we had at the start of the round, we explained why it's so meta to be planting where it is in reading. This is a great example. Once, like you said, you had that control, the round is basically over at this stage. Joker is not going to be able to get through this without walking through at least 2 line of sights that you guys have set up. You have player above with the verticals, and that's also watching the rotate that he had in Laundry, which is why he didn't go through the rotate. But you also have this player at the reading doorway. On top of the fact, I reckon your last player, are they about to flank through like red 90 to maybe push back to reading?
So I think it's Emarin would be the player in pillars holding red 90 flank to make sure Joker doesn't go there, and then if you know, there's obviously no movement for a while, he might either push up through red 90 or just hold. At that point, it doesn't really matter. It's just about not allowing Joker to get any kills. Yeah.
So yeah, at this stage, it's very tough for Joker, and we'll probably see quite soon that there's not much else he can do. Might be able to burn some time, but no, there you go. Oh, Imran made his way back up red. There you go.
He went back upstairs,
yeah. But look, that's I think that was a really good demonstration of how you guys read the utility that your opponents had, and just, you know, suffocated them into a position so that you could get the picks and then get the plant down.
Yeah, I think it's also just a stellar example of vertical control and vertical, like what you can accomplish when you have vertical angles open. At the end there, like you said, Emarim was covering the flank through the red hallway. He was doing that from the top floor through holes in the floor. And in 1 second, he could go and look in reading as well. Like if he was downstairs, he wouldn't have been able to do that. He would have had to walk through a solid wall to change which of those angles he was holding. So as soon as you have that top floor and you open it up with your sledge, there's just you just have so many abilities to fight people basically everywhere. So that was very impressive.
Very impressive. So you guys did end up winning Cafe. I think it was 7-4. 7-5. Okay, so another close map. But where am I looking? Round 8 on Coastline is the next one. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Cool.
I'm going to preempt a question from surely it's on someone's mind. Why are you guys playing Lion? Because I know in casual it doesn't get played a lot, in ranked it doesn't get played a lot, even at professional level, Lion doesn't see much play these days. But Emo's been playing it constantly now on Coastline, but also when you guys were on Cafe. What's the kick?
So Emarin is our Nomad player, and Nomad was banned for all of those maps, so it kind of frees him up to pick more of like not a comfort pick, but more of a flex pick, and he can kind of utilize different utility throughout the round. He'd still be holding flanks, as Lion, he'd be relying on drones.
Yeah.
And then it also means that he can use his utility away from the execute. So if he's holding white flank, say, he doesn't need to be with us to actually be using his utility. He can press the gadget and we can execute.
So I do have a question that then is raised. Like, Nomad has been banned. As you mentioned, that's why Imirin's playing the Lion. When you're looking, like when your operator gets banned, you know, the operator that you usually play, what are the factors that go into you deciding to use a replacement? And I've got a theory, is part of the reason why Imirin's playing the Lion instead of the Nomad, is part of that the stun grenades? Because you would usually bring Nomad with the stun grenades and you need them to, you know, get through ADSs and stuff. Is that part of the reason? And if not, and if so, like, what is the other reason that you would pick that operator?
Yeah, so secondary gadget is a huge reason, especially before the recent Jaeger nerf. You needed a lot of stun grenades to be burning all the util, especially on a map like Coastline, where we're not relying so heavily on hard breach. We did bring Ace a few rounds, but more often than not, you're just trying to clear util so that you can push certain areas of the map. And Lion brings the stuns as well as, like I said, he can use his gadgets for executes as well as if we're roam clearing or anything like that. He can use it without having to be with the team, and he can kind of focus on his job, which is to hold flanks.
Cool.
Great.
Good to hear.
Great.
All right. Round 8, Coastline. What are we looking for on this one, or what are we trying to demonstrate here?
I initially will be demonstrating how well we took drinks on a pretty off meta push, which is the smoke off phase and then through long haul. But yeah, you can probably play it through.
All right.
Wildcard has gone on. It's 3 rounds, right? 3.
So this is still just the prep phase. So let's just quickly talk through like the basics. So this is the hookah and billiards room bomb sites. This is pretty common for anyone who's played Coastline in casual or ranked. Now, what is the basic attacking strategy that your team is going to do here?
So there is 2 basic strategies for taking this site. One of them is to push from the pen side where Joker's currently standing and work your way across and then plant in Aqua, which is not in Aqua, sorry, in billiards by taking Aqua control. So you'd be working your way kind of in through here. Just probably use this quickly line. So you'd be working your way in through here, holding this kind of control through long but never pushing this, and then working your way through pen. Through luggage, which is towards the bottom of the map, coming in through Aqua, and then planting somewhere around here, anywhere that you can find free space. So that's one of the default pushes. The other one would be to take vertical control. So the whole hookah site is soft, as well as the billiard side. Drinks is also soft. So the only really safe place for defenders to stand would be around vase. So typically teams would take red bar below, try to work the vertical and clear players out of the hookah and drinks positions. And then at that stage, you know that defenders need to be playing around vase. You might Capitao Bolt, you might nade, stun the person playing vase, take control, either plant at the door or plant deep. And yeah, that's probably the 2 basic ways.
Cool. And so you guys this round, you're going for that first way that you described, where you start from the penthouse side, from our right side of the screen, and then you go towards the left and try and execute into billiards.
Yeah. So we knew that Akami were a very roam-heavy team. They were going to play positions like kitchen and red bar early on. And we didn't really want to deal with that early. We knew that the penthouse side into VIP would be much easier to take, as well as harder to defend against with the wrong util. So we thought, just based on the facts, that would be the better way to push.
I just want to point out too, I love that Diesel has been in chat and he only just commented on this round to say, I popped off this round. So,
Yeah.
I guess he has fun.
I know that one, mate. We'll find out. Stay tuned, you find out.
I'll just say it's never one person's fault. It's we as a team take responsibility for this round.
All right, so we've already alluded to the fact that something goes horribly wrong this round for you guys, but you wanted to start by talking about what goes well. So what's happening right now, and what is going well for you guys?
Like I said, so initially we're taking control of Pen and VIP. We're clearing out Speckers on the Jaeger. We clear him within a minute, which is pretty good timing for us. And now means that we have the whole west side of the map, I think. I can't see the compass, but
Yeah,
looks like
is
Tessie,
covered
your
by
compass
Specca's
solid.
beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful Specca's face is covering the compass. For us.
yeah.
Oh, there it is.
We have this side of the map. North side. Sorry, please.
I think it's east actually.
North and east.
North.
Depends if you're talking about VIP or PENT, but yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Right on. So yeah, as you were saying.
So you can probably pause here.
Oh, I can. There we
Cool.
go.
So the first things that we work on are getting line of sight from VIP all the way through to drinks. And this cuts off a big rotation for defenders. They can't move either back through billiards into hookah or from drinks to vase.
Yeah.
So that's usually the first key point of taking VIP. I'm pretty sure this hole was made initially, I think by me, to cut off the line of sight from VIP into this hallway. And that was so if Specca did decide to rotate, because he was playing around here, back through the hallway, we'd pick him off, but instead he went down the hatch. Which probably should have been punished anyway. We usually have somebody on this window. But it doesn't really matter. As long as he's getting cleared, it doesn't matter if it's a kill or not. So that was just about taking map control. Oh, you can keep going.
And then you open up this hole here with the ace, which it gives you that long angle.
Yeah.
Was I a bit late? I think I'm lagging a little bit. Like
It's just I think on my end, your drawings take a little bit longer to pop up.
Right, that's probably it.
Yeah.
Akami need to win this map to go to 5.
So at the moment, you guys are kind of just sitting pretty. You've done the big tick boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not dwell on that too
much.
Right.
And yeah, now we're just trying to A, kind of figure out where we want to execute, and B, see what still needs to be cleared. At this point, we're pretty confident we can execute very quickly on the guy during, and yeah, explode onto drinks and get a plant down.
Keep an eye on the diffuser though. That's over towards
right.
VIP. No one actually has.
So yeah, this guy's very isolated. We recognize that really early.
He left something behind.
Yeah, something pretty important. I mean,
And there you go. This is like the really big explosive push that you guys do to take control of the bomb site.
Yeah, so as you could probably hear Guz say,
Yeah, I'm gonna go back a bit.
we forgot something. We forgot the diffuser, which is not ideal. And if you pause, yeah, right there, you can see where me and Diesel are attempting to plant. So we have all of the control that we need for this plant, but we have forgotten the kit. And,
You don't have control of diffuser, Vinny. Might be
No,
important.
we don't have control of everything, obviously. All bases were covered except for the main base, home base. And yeah, we have literally everything we needed. We were very confident we were planting, but we were not. And then it kind of all goes a bit south because, yeah, getting back into the site was an issue. Yeah.
Oh dear.
So
Not a good situation to be in.
no, we can. The reason I wanted to highlight it though, is when we are VOD reviewing, we would look at something like this and we'd say that it was good. We actually did everything right up until that point. And it's not something that we would be too hard on ourselves about. It was again like a micro decision mistake, but overall the round went really well for us. It was really unfortunate we've got the kit, but in a perfect world we had the kit, we planted, we had all the map control we needed, we were holding long.
Yeah.
There was no way they were getting back into the site. Unfortunately we couldn't get back into the site when we needed to, but at the end of the day, it happens.
Yeah, it's the kind of issue, right, where if it happens once and you've done everything else right, yeah, like you said, you wouldn't beat yourself up too much about it. But if you start doing it pretty frequently, like if we see this happen again, you're going to be like, okay, guys, what is going on?
What is going on? It's very uncommon for Diesel to not have the kit on him, so it doesn't happen very often.
And yeah, like you say, you won't kick yourself too much if it happens once, unless if it happens on match point and you lose the map, right?
Yeah.
But you guys are pretty lucky that this happened in a fairly nonchalant round. Like, yes, you guys would have gotten one step closer to match point had you won that round, and you probably should have, but it's not like you're losing the whole map because of it. Not yet, anyway.
Not yet.
We got very close. I think that map went to overtime, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
that was a very close one.
Right, what am I looking for? I'm looking for round 7. Oh, what was that? Sorry, I totally missed it.
Just Specca's pre-game.
Yeah, love it.
Mental games.
Good luck, kids. You're gonna need it.
You would expect that.
Then we won 6 in a row. Very good.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, that's a rehearsed.
Look at these beautiful mugs.
The turtleneck. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oregon team.
Round 7.
Carolina.
Oh wait, that is this round.
All right, so
Yeah.
this is the round, right?
Yes.
Well, this
So we're coming fresh off the rehost,
as we come out of the rehost.
and I just wanted to point this one out because of how drastic, as we've said earlier, like an early pick can be on the whole round, especially in the previous meta. And yeah, that kind of miscom, misdrone that leads to a kill. Kind of what lost us this round, but.
And for context, you guys have just won 6 rounds of defense in a row and like you are now on match point, series point, championship point. Like you win one more round and you win the major. Like, so is it pressure that factors in here?
Not really. I think we're pretty like happy with where we're at. We weren't feeling it at all.
It's good.
Even at the end, after we won the final rounds, I don't think we reacted as much as people think. We kind of knew it was coming. It was just about getting the job done today, or on that day. And yeah, I just feel like we'd been working towards this for such a long time that it just kind of was expected. And obviously we were ecstatic, but
it sounds like you guys put a lot of pressure on yourselves that you expect to win.
Yeah.
So it's more about just meeting your expectations. And it sounds you guys are perfectionists. I mean, Wildcard's kind of known for that. And so anything less than a victory here, and you would have been gutted.
Yeah, devastated.
Earlier that the last time they did play on console, it was 7-0.
Pretty soon.
And hasn't that just sort of been replicated here?
Well, I can feel it.
Yeah.
So what happened here? Like what led to that happening? I mean, you guys are. We've talked about how good Wildcard is at droning and punishing players and not making little mistakes. But I mean, what led this kill against you for free?
This factors a lot into the Nomad ban that they kept doing. It meant that we were kind of cutting corners a few times on our roam clear, and they just exploited the holes. This was probably the only hole in the attack. We were covering basically every other flank, and we had people on like CEO windows and stuff, and people droning through short. People droning through logging desk. This was basically the only place it could be where we didn't have eyes. And after this round, we kind of discussed it after the map, and we decided that we would change the way that we attack slightly just so this wasn't a problem anymore. So we kind of learnt off this. But since it was Geo that died early, and he was our only kind of soft breach in terms of vertical, it has like a pretty drastic impact towards the end of the round.
Yeah. I was just going to say too, like, this, the perspective of this stairwell as well, if you're droning long desk, you could like easily look over the top of Specker's head. So sometimes this kind of thing can be timing as well. Like I can't quite see an outline, but a drone might have just gone past as Specker has come up the stairs. That's just like quickly face checks the double, being like, yeah, clear. Because you can see here, Geo he's cautious, but he definitely doesn't look like he knows Specker is there. Yeah.
And Specker makes the best facial expression when he walks on the stairs. Hold on. And I didn't actually notice that until I rewatched it yesterday, but yeah.
Specker is an absolute larrikin.
He's a character.
Classic.
So here's a big deal. You said that kind of like, yes, that's just one kill and it's just to do a little mistake. But like, what impact does that have on the rest of the round? Like, why is this now such a disadvantage?
So attacking this site specifically requires a fair bit of vertical on the site so that you can clear out the garage and the pipes angles, which we'll probably see a bit later on from where they're playing. So Imarin ends up taking up the kind of role of making vertical, and the super shorty is nowhere near as effective as a sledge hammer. So he's having a bit of difficulty. We waste a lot of time trying to clear out certain positions. Even then, it's not the most efficient way to clear out these positions. So they kind of, Joker's kind of walking around site. He's not really getting punished. Yeah, so
you can show us like the positions that you guys are trying to clear onto the bomb site. And...
Yeah. So this part here, side white. More often than not, there isn't a person playing here, but there'll be utility such as like a Maestro cam or a ADS, which can be cleared from above. Back white is a really important one. Behind this pillar is an important one. And around pipes, so anywhere around this area usually needs to be cleared so that we can entry here and plant from around the white van or the black car. And without vertical, they can kind of freely roam even around the middle of the site. It's really hard to be peeking these people from outside the breach. And that's why usually it's cleared vertically.
And you can see that. I mean, like, Akami, you guys have already been opening up these holes for, 20, 30 seconds or something, and you've still got Joker and Jack Dad nonchalantly just strolling through the bomb site.
Yeah.
Happy to keep putting that pressure on you guys.
Down, but it's not something to be too afraid of here. They're doing the hard.
Oh, here we go.
yards
That's
now.
a great
First
view of
kick
it
to set
right there.
themselves up for
Oh,
that.
that is perfect.
Yeah, and
Did you want me to go back, or?
I don't know. I just for those who appreciate it like I do. Just remember, just relish in that few seconds. The observer absolutely nailed it.
30, 35 seconds before they go for
Medics is the goat, sure.
Yeah, Medics is amazing. So at this point, you've kind of done what you were saying. It was hard. Like, it took a bit longer, but you guys have flushed out those positions. As we can see through the outlines, everyone is cleared out of these positions now. So
yeah, then it becomes that ripple effect. We've been using Zofia impacts and Ash impacts to get the vertical as well. I'm pretty sure Pat used both of his impacts for vertical, which meant that we couldn't clear Evilize on site. They had a lot of info of where we were entering, and it kind of just peters out into a 2v4, which is pretty unwinnable.
Yeah.
And
So not only did losing Pat meant that you lost a lot of your utility because you had to use that as a substitute for the sledgehammer. Oh my god, those guys are hard. But on top of that, you were a player down the whole execute, right? You were fighting 4v5, and then I think they made it a 3v5 as well by finding another pick. And it's so hard to crack this egg. They've got a mirror window watching you, so you can't really go deep. And then the Legion manages to just like waltz right back into pipes after you've already cleared it, and he ends up getting a kill anyway. And yeah, that's another good point there, the Evil Eyes.
Yeah, Macho's on his cams, so he's giving info for his team where we're entering, especially through smokes, which is the biggest issue. You can deal with mirror windows with smokes. We'd be able to enter the site pretty freely, but with the cams there, we were very stuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a great point about the ripple effect. I don't think that's often thought about. Is you can think of solutions early round to fix something, but it has an effect, right? Especially the way that the game was played before Neon Dawn. Zofia Impact might have changed that. If you were able to clear that Evil Eye so they didn't have the info through smokes, you might have been able to more safely get a plant down, or something different could have happened. So it's just one little piece of utility. It sounds like it's simple, but it does have that flow-on effect. Yeah, I think that was a really good demonstration of it.
We actually had a question in chat earlier about how we think, and particularly you, Vinny, because me and Raven talked about this a lot in the show before, how we think the Jaeger and Wamai change is going to affect the meta. Now, we've got like a quick match section we're going to play after we do the VOD review, so we can go into more detail about stuff like that later. So stick around if you've got more questions like that. Feel free to chuck them in chat. For now, I think we're going to mostly focus on like the VOD review itself.
A small improvement, bit by bit.
Yeah,
it's a whole can of worms.
That being said, I think that was all the rounds you listed out, Vinny. So
that's all I had, yeah.
There you go. Go ham.
Was there any other rounds, Dev, that you spotted through your match tracker or anything?
Are you going to be casting in 2030?
No, I'm pretty good.
Cool.
There was one round where you got a nice 3k, but I know we've been talking more so strategy rather than like You know what? I do have one. Can we go round 2 of Consulate? Since I feel like we've just showed a garage defense works so well for Akami, I figured it'd be interesting to like show a garage defense work for you guys. So it's round 2. It's the previous one, yeah. And this happens to be a round where you get lots of kills. So I figured, hey. Let's show this one. So maybe you can explain like your interpretation of what happened and why you guys won this. Also, I didn't realize you were playing the Warden, so here's an unusual pick. So can you talk us through like your thought process in this role? And for those who are just watching now, like this is very similar situation. It's the basement bomb site once again, but you're playing the Warden.
So we knew they were going to be playing Ace every round. In terms of their hard breach, it was a pretty apparent decision they'd made. They weren't going to bring Thermite. They weren't going to bring Maverick. They were going to try get vertical and then work with the Ace on the wall. And he brings smokes, and most teams would use those to execute onto the site. we made the decision not to bring Maestro. Can't remember why. I think we just decided Warden.
Because you wanted to play Warden.
Yeah, Warden was more flexible, I think. And yeah, I decided to play Warden that round.
So Warden is almost never picked, but he's actually a 6 pick here. You'll see that like you 6 picked onto that, so the attackers wouldn't have known that you were playing that until they found you. And like Warden is really underplayed in you know, in competitive, but also in ranked and casual. But his ability, he can actually see through smoke with his ability.
Yeah.
And so that's the reason you picked him, so that you could see through those smoke grenades that the ace was bringing.
Yeah, and he also brings the 1.5x and the MPX, which is a pretty good gun to pick the breach with.
Yes.
Right on.
Yeah.
Does that show a bit earlier? Later.
The other thing too, I guess, is that he has a shield, which in this patch was definitely an important factor on defense.
And Maestro and Cade both didn't bring shields, so I'm assuming that was why. What was Diesel bringing? I think Diesel was meant to bring Barb. I remember specifically he was meant to bring Barb, and he brought shield anyway. So
you guys ended up with 2 shields, but at least you know the motto of the Shadow Legacy meta, and for a lot of 2020 has been the more the merrier when it comes to shields. It doesn't matter if you bring one extra.
And I don't assume I need to actually explain.
All right, so once we jump into the action, I mean, I think it'll take a little bit. Wait, I can actually tell you at what point in the round you got your first kill. Yeah, it was 141 in the round, so yeah, in just under a minute. And so we can see that you're playing up in what we call pipes. You've got that shield. Oop, there we go. And
I'll
yeah,
pause
sorry,
it
I'm really delayed. So this is you. This is Vinny hanging out behind this cute little shield. What's your job here?
Initially, just deny entry. We figured out pretty early on they weren't going to be clearing the top floor or the middle floor. I don't know if it was fatigue or this is actually the way they wanted to play the map out, but they almost took the lazy option for a lot of the rounds. And this one showed. I think they were holding piano from outside the half wall, which meant that we were pretty free to roam around the map. We had a lot of control of the map, and my job initially is just to make sure they're not rushing the site. As Warden, I'm probably the best operator to do that. I can see through smokes if they decided to smoke early. And Diesel's also in security, so you can smoke babes if he needs to.
Right on. All right, we can play through it. Cool.
Look, I think what we're both trying to just say here is it's not looking good for Akami.
So you're actually peeking this breach straight away. You're playing very aggressively here.
Which has overcome a very large obstacle.
I was feeling myself, as they
I was
say.
like, man's confident.
I had a pretty weak, like first 2 or 3 maps, so I was just
I know, like,
looking for a few picks.
Only a couple rounds left to had the stats, eh?
I felt like I remembered you played really well on Concealed as well, actually. Is that right? Is this your best map?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was a mixture of.
I just went back
them
to
being fatigued.
The hosts. Okay, that was weird.
Oh, there we go.
That surprised me.
Sorry, you were saying, Vinny?
Yeah, it was like a mixture of them being fatigued and kind of.
Oh, okay.
They like I don't know. The first 3 maps, I wasn't getting fights like this. They were being much more thorough, like in clearing angles and stuff.
Oh, you know what? Hang on.
How do you analyze this, man? How do you
more
analyze
dramatic
that
effects?
Just shoot him in the face.
Oh yes, let's do this. All right. Chucks on the glasses.
Just precautionary.
Yeah, you warmed up your fingers before this P. I can tell as well. Oh, the anticipation.
Oh, he's barely there. Oh,
that's
very
filthy,
sharp.
dude. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, I don't know. Like 50-50s like that, I'm always gonna have the better angle from peeking inside garage out there with a 1.5x. But honestly, the 3rd kill is the craziest one. I think. I don't know how I got.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Initially, I remember pretty vividly. Diesel's like, "Oh, they're in." Like it was so casual, but I didn't know where he died from. So I started looking around, and then just a bit lucky I got the 3rd kill.
Yeah.
Jack Daddy and Joker
And then yeah, the retake from Pat and Geo, I think.
going to be tricky in the 3-on-2.
I think Emo dies, and then they 2v1 retake or something.
I think they're both just pushed in, and neither of them have got the.
It's actually a pretty
Emo gets
surprise.
both.
This is a surprisingly good position actually for Okami, considering you just peeked and killed 2 people at the breach. They just managed to rush and get the plant down.
Will get the plant down, but he's just.
Well, yeah, I don't know. The problem is we have so much control again of the map. Emo kills them both anyway, but yeah, that would probably end up 3v1ing the guy that isn't planting and then looking for the guy that's planting. And just work the numbers on the retake.
Lovely.
Yeah, nice. That was a good one. I mean, I had to. You asked me if I wanted to show anything particular. I just wanted to show Vinnie popping off. So
That was a good one. That was
biased, whatever.
That was a nice little 2-piece at the garage. Guys suggested round 1 of Cafe because there was a effective clear of Clash.
Yeah.
Okami
No,
playing it
it.
at
I
Pixel.
love that one.
All right.
Yeah.
Round 1 Cafe.
I bet you guys was using the match tracker to find that.
Maybe.
Just don't look at my stats throughout this map.
Don't worry, mate. It's round 1, so your stats won't be
I
there
was
yet.
fine at round 1, yeah.
0-0. That's fine.
Had good success on Cafe. There's
All
no
right.
denying that one, guys. But
So
yeah.
why don't you? I mean, yeah, I'd be interested. I mean, I know this is Akami's doing here, bringing the clash and the strategy, but yeah, like, what is the strategy here in your interpretation from what Akami's trying to do?
usual for Akami, though. They don't like this map.
Honestly, I think they were just trying to counter our piano clear. They knew we were going to do piano across. And we weren't really tempted to go for like a bottom-up kind of clear and take vertical. So I think the clash meant they could play more aggressive into piano. And they weren't just giving us a shield that we had to clear. It can be pretty straightforward when it's just like a deployable shield at the corner. And we just have to clear the util and then get rid of the shield. But the clash is more dynamic and he can move back and forth and waste more time.
Right. And you guys actually dealt with it really easily. Well, I don't know if easily is the right word. Really effectively is probably a better word.
It gets a lot easier when Ibistar puts ADSs behind a couch that we can shoot through. So I don't know if you think we clear anything. So yeah.
Called out. Called out.
Yeah, I mainly put those arrows there just to show this is what people call pixel in this corner. As Vinny said, traditionally held with a shield, but this is a good adaptation. You know, you can use the clash. It's mobile, and those 3 arrows are the main line of sights that position protects, and that's important because this is a very common plant spot, as is here. So I'm not going to try and put callouts because I've heard these called like 15 different things each. Generally, I hear the bottom one is trash. That one defaults. My favorite's Da Vinci because it's between the paintings, but yeah. So they're the 2 most common plant spots for this site in particular. So if you have control of pixel for the entire round, obviously that's not going to be possible or easy unless you reinforce this wall here, which don't recommend. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the importance of it.
I'm still stuck on the fact that these ADSs that you're roasting if you start putting ADSs. Where should you put them then? If not behind that couch that you can shoot through, where do you reckon they should go?
As the Jaeger player on my team,
yeah,
I usually put the ADSs on the pixel wall.
Hang on, I'll
get them high enough that they'll protect stuff like
I'll
this.
I'll get a closer in view. Here we go.
Right on.
So usually this wall highlighted in blue, or even right tucked into this corner if you can get it in deep enough. The couch isn't that bad for a team that wouldn't be droning this deep into piano. You wouldn't even know that these are there. The problem is once you know they're there, you can shoot these from the windows through the couch. The couch is one bag and ball. I've also seen teams put ADSs further up in like these corners, or even underneath the window, or right side of the bar or something like that. Anywhere that's protected from the windows, but will still catch things as they get thrown in from these windows like this.
All right, guys. If you take anything away from tonight, it's do not put ADSs behind this couch. And if the enemy team does, you hop on this window over here and you shoot them. You can use ping 2.0. Get your drone out, you ping the ADSs, and you can shoot it, or you can just pre-fire through the couch and get.
That's what I was gonna say. Is it's obviously made a whole lot more possible with Ping 2.0. You just ping the ADSs, obviously go on the window. Don't even have to open the window, right? If it's good the Ping 2.0 there, you could just start pre-firing through it.
Right on. Let's see how it works. I have a feeling Ippy style dies in a moment.
Looks like he's gonna get aggressive at this window.
Oh no, he actually gets killed. But not for a while. He falls back and he gets a kill later.
Yeah. I think he kills me, actually.
I've got it that he killed Pat.
Okay. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah.
It's the best of 5 that gets into the 6th Invitational. There is no point in hiding anything at all in this best of 5.
So you guys are doing the fairly standard push. You're going to try and take control of piano and such. So is it you in this position here, like maybe Pat has called out with his IQ scanner that he's seen as ADSs and you shoot them off the window? Is that maybe what happens here? They're still there. You can still see them.
So we'll have to see if we shoot them. I think that's we're trying to shoot them now.
Oh no, you
we actually started burning them.
Oh, there you go. So you're throwing stun grenades in through the window to burn the ADSs.
Yeah. So that's what we do, like, by default. Usually ADSs aren't there. Usually we would have to do them, and then Pat starts shooting them now, and then dies.
Oh! So he actually dies while shooting the ADSs.
Yeah. So it would make more sense there for Pat to be calling where the ADSs are, and then us kind of helping him shoot while we hold angles or something like that.
Right.
Obviously, it was, again, just like a micro decision. That was a bit off.
Who needs a deployable shield when you have a Clash to hold?
And then I think we nade him and shoot him. This is with the way that Clash is now. I think Specker ran out Bakery as well. We had info on him early. With the new way that grenades impact shields. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Has like the knockout effect, and then we can shoot him.
Love it. Yeah, no, that's beautiful. So the grenade comes in from Geo. The explosion of the grenade, as you said, it activates the guard break of the shield, which like tosses it away. And then, yeah, this is just absolutely beautiful. And credit to the observer for spectating Ippy style. Is the like just watching his teammate die in front of him. Could not be a better view of poor Cutie dying here. Pop.
The other important part of the guard break that I do want to point out, I will stop it. So grenade goes. He loses like 40 HP as well, which is pretty significant because that's probably like 2 shots less to actually get the kill or get the down. So you'll see his shield is barely aside and it's just 2 bullets to the legs and he gets downed and then finished pretty quick. So yeah, it is pretty effective. And, yeah, really well done.
Cutie tried his best as well. You notice he kind of like looked to the left side because the shield gets blown off to your right. He looks left, then the shield is kind of protecting a little bit more. But even with that, Geo was able to land enough leg shots.
Yeah. Well, the issue was that we were on both windows. He couldn't really protect himself from both.
Right.
And of course, for Wildcard, they would have seen Ippy style running away from picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Let's just see whether you end up winning the round.
A bit of comp in that white corridor.
We definitely
do actually. Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Definitely do not.
E1D is going to be.
Ippy style owns me. I remember that.
I think that was that killed us before. We'll capture. We'll get to that for you, Vinnie. Make sure we watch that right now. Oh no, we don't get to see it.
Oh, it's off camera. What a shame.
Might want to pick down.
I'm pretty sure I had just stopped droning and I went to stand up on the stage and he had stuck his head in the hole and killed me.
No. You got time, right?
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate, but it was a good pick from Ippy because it basically won the round, I think.
Yeah.
We lost that man advantage.
Right on. I feel like we've covered some really good stuff. Is there anything else you guys want to touch on in terms of the VODs before we move into playing some?
I'm all good.
Yeah, like honestly, I think I'm all good too.
All right. Well, I hope you guys. I'm good. So we're gonna play some quick mash now. We're gonna see if Vinny. We know he can crack it when it comes to playing professional games, but can he crack it in quick match? We'll find out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. You know, we don't often do this kind of VOD review thing. I hope that we didn't put anyone to sleep. I know it can be a bit intimidating sometimes if we're talking about all the fancy professional stuff, but hopefully, even if you're not really a fan of Pro League, you enjoyed this anyway.
Yeah, I also just want to quickly say, you know, like, hopefully we've explained why also doing this is valuable. Not saying you have to do a full match breakdown or VOD review like this, but just watching competitive games can really help your game. To recap that, you know, it's about... The way I always put it to people is, it's like, instead of learning from your mistakes in-game, you can learn from professionals' mistakes right on your screen without going through all the pain, so that when you go back to play... It starts to jog your memory. You're like, oh, I remember that. Oh, Vinny got slapped by Ippy because of that angle. Okay, I won't do that next time. You know, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's really valuable to be able to pair, you know, if you're trying to get better at your ranked game, you know, watching some high-level matches can really, really help with that. Sweet.
Awesome.
All right. Let me switch
sick.
to gameplay.
So guys, we're gonna do basically, this is a Q&A section now, so we'll be playing quick match, but also if you guys have any questions for myself, for Raven, or for Vincea, feel free to chuck it in chat. Whether you want to know about, I know people want to talk about the meta, if you want to talk about, you know, what Vinny eats for breakfast, I'm sure we can probe him, see what he says. Or, you know, any questions. 6 Invitationals, of course, upcoming. So yeah, go crazy.
Excellente. You want to invite me, Dev?
I'm going to need an invite. Oh, fine. I'm sure I'm capable of hosting the lobby.
I'm gonna have to alt tab anyway to use the app.
Oh no, that's all good. That's all good. I'll sort you guys out. I think I have Vinny. Unless
someone did ask, what does Vinsia eat for breakfast? So might be a very important question, you know.
I think the mainstay is just toast. Honestly.
Yep.
Toast with peanut butter is the go-to every morning.
Oh, I rate that.
I'm lactose intolerant, so cereal is not usually on the menu.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm a big muesli fan. So, I go hard on the muesli. Yeah.
I feel like muesli is like encapsulates you pretty well. You seem like a muesli guy.
What is that meant to mean?
You're the stats man. You're the muesli guy.
All right. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave that open to interpretation. So we're just gonna queue normal quick match, I reckon. We could do Discovery if we wanted, but I guess that does segue into something I'm interested to hear your thoughts on, Vinny, which is the new season. What are your thoughts so far?
I haven't played a lot of the new season so far. And I'll move my Discord up here. I've been focused more on just having a break recently more than anything.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Since the grand final, just resetting the batteries. I have played a few games of ranked. I played a fair bit of cash, trying to grind the battle pass.
Yes.
But the new season has been good. I'm enjoying the direction that they're going with the Jaeger and the Wamai nerfs. The Echo nerf I think was a big one. And yeah, I think it's definitely going in the right direction at the moment.
Cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah. I think it's going to be particularly exciting considering that, you know, we've got 6 Invitational is the next thing that you'll be playing if I'm not wrong, but we've got 6 Invitational Qualifiers, which is starting open qualifiers all over all major regions, but we've got particularly the open qualifiers. I think they're starting tomorrow. And so we're going to get to see, you know, how these teams shape up with the new meta, if you will. And I'm keen. I'm very keen.
Yeah.
And you're lucky that you just get to sit and watch, Vinny. You don't have to show any of your strats yet.
Well, I will be watching, but I'll also be casting.
Hey!
To bring that up.
Yeah.
On my channel, and we'll probably say what it is later. Myself, Diesel, Pat, and Redolent, X-Elevate. And a good friend will be casting from the open course tomorrow, and also Sunday.
That is incredibly exciting. When I saw that you guys were doing that, I was very hyped. I think that you guys will do a fantastic job. I'm so keen. So, what channel can people go find that? So you can go and quickly follow. In fact, if you've got Twitch open, Vinny, type something in chat. People can click on your name and go follow your channel so they get an update when you go live.
We'll open Twitch right now. Yeah, it will be on my channel.
Moving into position for scan.
CR6.
That's right, you got a line scan anyway, it's not like you have to do anything.
Oh, that's not what I thought.
That. And,
There you go. See, Vinny's just said, "Hey guys" in the chat. Make sure you go click on his name and follow him, so that you get a notification when he goes live.
Deploying ADS. Razor wire up. The beauties are inside.
Oh, sounds like bar.
Pushing into kitchen and bar.
There you go.
Good comms.
That's Nomad in bar.
One more in bar room.
That's kitchen.
Last operator standing.
Whoop, in bar.
Oh,
yes,
and he's
the
dead.
big trade.
The wild card refrag.
That's it. Wildcard refrag right here. So I have a question. Why did you change your name from Vinnie to Vincea?
That's a good question.
So my original tag was... Oh, my original tag was Vinnie 2K, I think. Which is a tag that I brought over from Steam when I used to play CS. And then it became Vincea when I played with EXT, which is Electricity. And yeah, I ended up changing it to Vinnie because everyone kind of knew me as Vinnie. And I wanted to kind of go back to the CS tag. But more recently, I think it's been about kind of developing my own brand away from just my name. I was kind of bored with just my own name as being my tag.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Protect the bombs.
wanted to be like Shiko, Rampy, like they all have
Yeah.
kind of like their distinct kind of tags rather than just their names.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Well, I'll make a better effort then to stop calling you Vinny. It's an old habit though. It's pretty hard to break.
I'm completely okay with people like just calling me Vinny anyway. It's yeah.
I definitely do that.
It's very natural.
Can confirm, I definitely do that.
I think it's more because I like talk to
10 seconds
so many of the
remaining.
casters like outside of the game.
Yeah.
It'd be weird for them to call me Vincia, just like when we're talking normally.
Yeah, especially like casting you for so long as Vinny, it's just it's weird. But I will say, when you come from the other direction, when you're like used to your name, your in-game, like people calling you, like for example, Devmart or Raven, it gets weird when people end up calling you by your first name.
Your first
Yeah.
name, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying to girls this the other day, like I've had to send him some emails through work, right? And calling him Michael just feels very uncomfortable.
Just call him Mickey G instead. He prefers that.
Mickey G.
Definitely doesn't.
Did they get that bandit battery? They did. Are you? No, you're not bandit. Okay.
I'm showcasing the Jaeger nerf. I'm done from stock, I believe.
Yeah, he gets so nerfed, he just runs around. Oh, where was that?
Oh, that's
Inside,
all the
inside.
Jaeger nerf, dude.
That was the
All the
Jaeger nerf.
Jaeger nerf. You know what, Vinny? I've got some cheeky cameras for you now.
Got him.
Nice, I will flick.
Oh, there's one on the balcony on ping one.
There is one in gym, there's two on the balcony, now two in gym, and one behind like the generator, outside tin. Or suicide. He is dead.
That's the one
There
outside.
should be two gym. Yeah.
Whoop! I'm running away. So there was one stock, yeah?
I think they
There's one
can't.
in logistics, the stock guy is dead.
Spotted by
One is
hostile.
kind of clear.
Oh, this
There's
is
one now in con.
team comms for you, mate. Where did the one was logistics, right?
Should be. There's one dead.
Oh, he just died. Oh!
Yeah. Still one in Logi, on ping. Do you have a C4 dev?
Yeah, I might.
Ping 4.
Oh, he's mapping the wall. Try to support him. Is he still there?
I can call it. There's a rotate now. I will call it when he walks through it. 4.
I could try and C4 through it. No, I'm just gonna go under.
That'd be a long throw.
Yeah, I don't know if I got enough answer. There's an air jab at the top, yeah, dude.
Oh, he just jumped out of gym window.
Is there anyone on ping 1 yet?
Not right now. I can call if there is somebody.
I'm gonna save my C4 for when I get a call.
There is one on suicide right now.
Well,
He's farming.
he's gonna.
Yeah.
One
Oh,
just
he's
walked
in-
through the hole.
he's in bar.
Yeah.
Ping
At the
he's in
window.
bar.
One more from the con now.
I'm
yeah.
trying to ping this Nomad.
I'm just gonna play under sight. I can chuck a joining cash if I need to. Even. What's he fusing? That wall.
Nomad in con now.
One friendly operator remaining.
Oh, here we go. The Dev 1v2 on stream. Alright. Condor. He's trying to bait. He's at the hatch. No, he's in cash now. Behind boxes.
Going top red.
Okay, you're gonna have to ping for me, yeah? I'm gonna C4 him through the floor.
About that. Can't quite see.
I think he's hunting you.
Nomad's planting like north side of that ping.
Yeah.
Bomb diffuser in
Oh no! I forgot the plant time is
the
so
plan is so short. The fuse just jumped out to suicide.
And Nomad's Logi.
Yeah. CCTV should be clear. Jump back into CC now. Fusing cash. Jumps back out the window. Okay, he's gonna try to deny it. He's outside the window right now.
last stop standing.
Shut. Logi was last.
Yeah. On
user located. Disable it.
Yeah, she's in Logi. Logi rotate. Going master. Yes, Dev!
I don't think this time.
What's the defuse time on? I think you do.
It's so fast! I think I've got it! No, I don't have it!
Oh, no!
Let's try.
I don't think I could have faked it. I think that going on the camera there lost it for me. Trying to find it.
That was unfortunate.
Good try, bro.
Oh,
that was very close. The plant was so fast.
Yeah, I couldn't believe
really
that. Couldn't believe it. Trying to deny from below does not work when plant's so fast. Here's a question for you. So Zero is had his evaluation period elapsed now. You know, he's been in the game for 3 months. So he can now start to get played in pro. What are you expecting out of him?
I think them removing his frags will make his pick rate not be as high as what it was going to be. But I still think he's been very strong. I think you'll see him used more as a flank watcher than anything. Kind of an alternative to Nomad. It means that you don't need to use your cams on flanks. You'll be using more drones to roam clear and to clear sight, which would be super helpful. And the zero cams are kind of hard to spot when you're flanking, so yeah, I think it'll be very strong flank watch.
So he also is going to like just by the fact that you are using those zero cams for flanks means that you're going to have more drones left for doing other things.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
Gonna give you not necessarily the impact of having the cams, but the impact of having more drones in general.
Yeah.
We do have a question in chat from Iceman. I saw this one come up earlier, but we didn't quite have time to ask it. So, hey boys, do you think the value of 6-pick is diminished by the fact that teams see 80% of the opposing operators regardless? Would it be beneficial to revert to the old system? So what are your thoughts on how 6-pick is used?
6-pick has been interesting. I don't think many teams utilize the 6-pick as well as it could be used. I think there's a lot more strategy involved with the 6-pick than people realize. And, you know, it isn't being used that well. I think teams kind of just use it if they accidentally pick the wrong operator at the moment, which is kind of not the way it was intended. But yeah, I've seen, you know, certain compositions be completely flipped by one operator pick. Or, yeah, can definitely change the way that teams play.
Right on. Well, I'm going to see if I can try to properly use him. I didn't bring the hard breach though. I brought the claymore. Oh, he was on the stairs, on red stairs. Oh, I had a drone there.
And he's dead.
He is dead.
Nice, mate.
Wildcard refrags.
That's it. What about the WC refrags?
Oh, jeez.
And let's point out there is no more iconic duo than Raven and playing Carly when we're doing late night siege. Honestly, you've got a problem, man. You need to get the help.
Is it a problem though?
Prove that it's not, mate. There you go. If you killed Carly, oh yeah.
Yeah, he's in moto.
Short. Yeah, short.
I'll plant.
Nice.
Successful.
Sharp.
Wildcard refrags.
You know he's sweating when he's actually playing the operator he plays in comp.
I'm still getting used to not having flashes. I keep pulling up my claymore or breach charges.
I was
weird.
playing a game the other day, and I swung on an Ash player on attack, and I just saw him pull out like a claymore, and it was the funniest thing ever.
It is the strangest sensation. I don't know.
Heartbreaking. I remember losing a round the other day, and our Ash player was like, "I'm sorry, guys, I pulled out a claymore mid-gunfight." Like, poor guy.
Yep. Yeah, it happens.
It's
here you go. Yeah.
It's like when Buck lost his frags.
Yeah. Never the same.
Pull out a flash. Very strange.
I like how, Raven, I point out that you're playing a lot of Kali, and now you jump on the Glaz straight away. He's like, oh, one sniper onto another. That's fine.
Yeah.
With me.
To locate a bomb.
Also the old main.
Yeah. Never fell out of love with Glaz.
No, it's a lot of fun.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how hard they nerf him. You'll still play him.
Yeah. I mean, like, some people weren't too happy about the fact that the bananas come pretty quick again, but I don't know, he just feels like the Glaz I remember well enough that it makes me happy.
I don't know, like, I feel like, yeah, he's been buffed significantly in what was the mid-season patch for Shadow Legacy, but, you know, we might have seen a couple of teams, you know, BDS in the French League abused it, Giants did a great job one time, but, like, it's not like you're seeing every round Glaz destroying defenses. Maybe that'll change next season, though. The Jaeger will mind us.
I mean, I think that shows that he's in a good place, though, if he's not completely destroying teams, but he's also still available and still chosen for his util. The biggest issue before he got his first nerf was that he could destroy whole teams.
Look at everybody picking this.
Thanks, Raven.
Yeah, look,
just let me peek it.
Just let me peek it. I'm gonna die if this dissipates.
I respect that as OP is about to try to get the cake off the wall, but we don't have a hard breacher, so...
Yeah.
I just saw him ping it to the floor.
Credit.
Do we know where this guy is in garage?
There were two
I see
rifles
him.
before.
That was a gem jump out.
Behind the box.
One went up red, Kayid.
Oh my gosh. I don't really want to peek that.
I'm gonna push.
Oh, I just clicked. Bottom garage.
No, there's another one.
Oh.
Yeah, middle of garage.
It's alright, don't you worry now.
I was about to be like, Dev, shoot! I forgot you were in a Gemini.
Where's that diffuser? Is it outside?
Yeah.
CC window.
It's easy. Easy.
I was gonna say, rafters is at the rotate, I think. Sound cool.
Nice.
Oh!
Now secured.
2 nades.
Oh, he dropped below, did he? Whoop.
One's red into CC right now. Should be Cade.
What is that? Alright.
Cade is behind.
You gotta
the
split
door.
it out now.
1v2 again, Dev.
Nadeable.
Oh, that's fine, that's fine.
That's a free nade.
Behind box.
You reckon?
Sounds close.
Oh no, he jumped out
on.
the window!
All friendly.
Damn it, well played.
Bad luck.
He got detected so fast.
Oh, look at the 3D skin. I didn't even see the
yeah.
detection. I died too fast.
Oh, I think he would have died just as he got detected. But it's pretty much like as soon as your feet hit the ground after a vault,
Yeah, you're detected.
you're detected.
Yeah.
So it's very risky.
Oh, you know, an operator that I wish I was better at is Ying. She's just so fun when you get her right, but I just cannot hit anything with her gun. Nothing. It's just like people walk between my bullets because it's so damn slow.
You have 81 bullets.
I know, but I only get 4 of them out by the time the bandit has like expended his entire magazine into me.
I mean, the good thing with that many bullets, you can just pre-fire everything.
That's true, yeah. That's what I need to do, really.
We need to locate a bomb.
So, you mentioned that you guys are... Oh, sorry, Raven, please.
No, I was just going to say something crappy. I was just going to say I'm just playing my other old main, which was Capital. There we go.
Respect. I also really love this drone placement, Raven. Really effective.
Mine? Yeah. I only do it to see if they reinforce that wall early, because then it's like, you know what site they're at. But...
Yeah. They have a Vigil Boss G. I'm already intimidated. Like, we finally don't have a sniper, and now they do.
10 seconds before insertion.
I'm gonna play with him the whole round.
What were you gonna say before, by the way, Dev?
I was gonna say...
No.
Oh no, bro. Vinny. I was gonna ask you, Vinny. You said that you guys are kind of on holiday at the moment with Wildcard. Like, you're taking it chill at the moment. You know, what is your pathway looking to SI? Like, how long do you think you guys are gonna practice? Do you have any plans to like boot camp or anything?
Well, we expect to be taking the break till just after New Year's. I think as soon as New Year's is over, we'll be back screwing full time. We're not 100% sure on boot camps. Since we're not 100% sure on travel details so far, getting to invite with code and everything. So, kind of just waiting for that kind of info, but yeah, definitely back into full-time scrimming straight after New Year.
Well, I got destroyed in
Hey, nice.
Oh, this poor Maverick is struggling.
He is.
Oh no.
I'm staying with him for the support.
He got it! He actually got it!
Oh, what a champ.
But Vinny's in the bomb site.
We have nothing to break it with though. That's the problem.
That's true. You have to... Raven can shoot it open. Surely, Raven.
It's gonna take ages.
Round might be over by that point though. Oh!
Yeah.
He got busted!
I got busted.
No, bro!
That guy's in cash.
I don't even know where this clearance is going.
On ping, prone, ping 1. Vigil, prone on ping 1.
What? He's looking out the ping.
Oh my god.
He's peeking breach. Ping 1 right now.
Tip off.
Oh
no.
my god.
Yes, nice.
This guy's got it.
Gonna run a garage on him. Run a garage, yeah.
We have been eliminated.
The call.
GG's. Close game. Close game.
Was it? Oh, it was actually. I was gonna say, it felt really short, but I think it's just, I don't know, haven't played a lot of quick match lately.
Short like the diffuser plant. Do you guys think the extend hold is still going to work because of the Jaeger Wamai nerf?
I think it'll be a lot less effective,
Yeah.
but it'll still take coordination to get rid of it, so I think teams will still opt to do it. Probably play more aggro early rounds. I think you'll see a lot more aggressive defensive setups now that you can't just hard hold areas of the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm thinking is, like, you'll probably see more early contests because the biggest time delay, I just lost 173 elo.
I lost 250s going into tonight, so beating a lot of cheaters.
Yeah, apparently beating all of the cheaters. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I feel like people are gonna extend because the main time delay in the old meta was obviously like all the utility clear, but now that in theory should not take anywhere near as long, you'll have to think about another time delay on defense. So I think it's about extending and trying to maybe early contest or forcing your opponents to like see that you've extended so heavy on one side that they're like, oh, we'll have to push another way, and then it's about just like delaying that side. I don't know, but that was my first thoughts, I guess, with what the new meta might look like. Which, yeah, could mean some pretty hectic like early round gunfights.
My first instinct is that it's just going to be way easier for attackers to deal with like anchored positions.
Oh, Dev!
If there's... Sorry, did you guys hear that? Oi, Vincea! Let's see what he says.
I played with you the other day on my other account, cousin ranked.
Nice, dude. Legend. Alright, so what I was saying...
Cause remember, we lost 4-1. Yeah!
Good times, brother. Good times. So what I was gonna say is, I think it's gonna be way easier for the attackers to like deal with anchored defenders. Like if the defender says, "I'm gonna sit right here on this corner or behind the shield,"
Yeah.
attackers are gonna be able to deal with that. So
Yeah.
I think what you're gonna see is defenders are just not gonna do that much anymore. Like you're probably gonna see. I feel like roaming is gonna be more prevalent. And I think it's like a situation where the whole ecosystem changes. Like the defenders will probably roam more and like play more aggressively, and the attackers will probably change their comps to like accommodate for that. You might see more like maybe Dockerby or Jackal picks, or just like more reliance on droning. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it's gonna have a big impact. Not just on the way that people are defending, but the op picks you're gonna see on attack now. Since you don't need to bring as much util to burn, it frees up operators like Jackal and Glaz, Lion, Dokeby, those kind of operators.
Yeah, you don't need 10 billion flashbangs anymore.
Exactly, yeah. So you see much more flexible kind of
I have the
lineups.
coolest
I can't wait
idea
to see what the Brazilians are gonna bring.
Yeah.
100% going back from the
Oh
clouds
yes,
better.
Raven. This is what I've been waiting for in my life.
I can't get it any closer than that, but I think that's pretty good.
Wait, I just realized they're not even going to push here because the bomb side is this room.
It's also kitchen though. They could come from the other side.
I mean, surely they're going to push here.
I mean, yeah, they probably will. But you never know.
It's true, I never know.
Damn.
Vinny didn't know. Wait, where was that?
I did not know.
top
Outside.
floor.
I was spawn peak.
I'm also spawn peeking. Very passive.
Oh my god, there's two outside this double window. Oh, jumped in on me. Jumping downstairs. Yes, Dev! Oh, he actually
flashed
himself.
himself. Bro. Nice.
He almost saved me.
Yeah. No!
Unlucky.
He got me. That was pretty sharp from him, I think. Must have been.
Oh, that guy just tags him through the wall.
Well, you were right. They did end up
Sort of
pushing
blind.
kitchen. This tracks guy, the Zero, is really lit. Cav can push him easily. One bullet, he gets it. Oh, yes! Go for it!
It's it would have been safe. Would have been safe.
Yeah. Leighton's trying to understand your setup, I think.
Our setup is unquestionable.
Friendly, last operator
what?
standing.
These guys on the other team are pretty sharp. Played against them last game.
Is that below him? He's on cam as well.
Oh! What was that knife?
Chill if the window was still there.
Oh my god. I almost got him.
He was on 3 different cams, I just realized. There was 2 drones and a 0 cam just staring
Oh,
at him.
no.
And he's vigil. Anyway. This be good practice for tomorrow. Leighton here in the 1v1.
Please, Vinny, go ahead, just bust it, mate.
He's working his way through kitchen hallway, down into kitchen. On the double shield setup, set up by Raven here. I don't know any of the callouts for this map.
Well, that'll derail you pretty quick, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you can just hear the radio voice. Like, why don't we just let her cast it?
I've never listened to this radio before, to be honest with you.
It's so good. I wonder if they deliberately got like a French, so not French, a Canadian actress, like with a Canadian accent, because this is the Canadian map. Oh no, he planted!
Did we have a cam on that? Oh, we didn't.
Maybe, yeah. I've been watching Leighton.
Kind of. Oh yeah, I know. I was just spectating to listen to the music.
Sorry, Duran. It's on Duran.
Diffuser located. Disable.
What?
That's a freebie. Free fire swing.
Whoa! Look at.
Oh, jeez. Turn up.
These nuts.
Bomb defusing devices.
These nuts
disabled.
ass.
Mission successful.
Whoa.
Cool. I was going to ask you about Neon Dawn, actually. I mean, you had a chance to play a little bit early. Have you had much of a chance to play it since the patch came out? I can't remember if we really brought it up yet or not, honestly.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I haven't played that much ranked, and we haven't streamed, obviously, since the patch drops, but, yeah. I've been liking the way it's been, the direction that the game's going. And I've had a little bit of time with Aruni. Obviously, I played her in that little early
The preview.
developer
Preview
build or
event.
whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was good fun. And she seems relatively the same. I think she's completely the same.
Yeah, I don't think anything changed since
They
since that
changed the
preview.
amount of damage.
Oh yes,
they
that's
actually
the only
changed-
thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
that
reduced
was right. Yeah.
Was it 60, I think, and they made it 30?
Yeah.
Or with
It
Protect the bombs.
packed a punch and and when we were doing the testing, that was insane.
Yeah. It's really like not. It does not hurt that much now. Like 30 damage, you know, that's all. That's a decent amount, but it's not the end of the world. You know, you
It's
caught 30
tankable.
damage. Yeah. And it also means you can run through all 3 of them and survive. Barely.
Yeah. Barely is the key word.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it needs to be that way. If it was still 60, because just in the few ranked games that I've played, you find yourself still having to run through them a lot. Because as much as Jaeger or Mai are nerfed, they're still there, and you still need to burn them. And she becomes an extra thing to burn, so she's almost like 3 separate ADSs also on top of it. This drone actually just ran away from me.
I got him.
Nice.
Didn't actually mean to kill that guy, but
He doesn't like that very much, does he?
no. I wanted to try and bait him because I had the gate open the whole time. I wanted to bait him to try and rush the gate, but I ended up killing him.
Raven, you should come and have a look at my hallway. On ping 2. 3, sorry.
Okay. Nice.
I've just made some tactical peek holes here.
I like him.
Oh
Nice.
man.
I
There's some
can't
pretty
hear.
nasty angles you can get. Like, look at this. I can go prone here. And peek there. Was that diffuser? Vinnie?
Oh. I'm not sure. There's an Ash out there to the left. I think. She is farming me.
I think there's one about to push the basement.
Oh! That was a long shot from her. Nice headshot. Damn. Thought I could peek that enough. There's still an Ash out there.
Last operator.
Yes.
Mission successful.
Everyone's running out.
DMR and defense is pretty fun.
Yeah. It's pretty. I will say, I think the first time we played Neon Dawn on Late Night Siege, we were spawn picking on Yacht at the top floor with the DMR. It's just nuts. Like
It's
everyone,
very strong. Yeah.
everyone is 2 shot at any range. It's
Yeah.
insane.
It does beg the question: does it need a nerf?
What do you reckon?
I think they need to remove the 1.5x on it.
Yeah.
It is very
That's the
strong.
point. I used to a while back play Dockerby Reflex with stuns and play it like really aggressive. That was a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
I mean, obviously a little bit different on defense when you don't
I
have
remember
stuns, but you can play like obviously you can play tight corners and that kind of thing if you've got the 1x on it. I think that'd be fine, honestly. Especially on defense, you don't usually have.
Locate a bomb.
I mean, you might hold some long angles, but you can totally get away with just having a 1x on it, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. He's actually a really good question.
Advise your drone has located a
With some
bomb.
hindsight, this was from Iceman. With some hindsight, was removing Buck's grenades
Drone has
good for the
located a
game
bomb.
and the operator, or is he hurting because of competitive?
It is difficult because Buck is still a good operator, but he's nowhere near as effective as what he used to be. You'll
seconds
find
before
that
insertion.
during the season we played a lot more sledge, and then it kind of
5
limited our
seconds.
ability to take vertical control some sites
You've located a
because you
bomb.
needed nades.
Make your way to its
I
location.
think again it'll be different now. Frags are still such a huge part of the game, and they open up so many opportunities for you to clear and I can't say that guy. Good dev.
I got you, buddy. No, don't withstand, I got you.
I'm gonna get Twitch straight if I don't. Oh. I thought one of our pals was Twitch.
That was me.
Freak out.
Oh, he has such a
That's
good
sure.
boost in kitchen. I did not even look there. Alibi is like on a bench in kitchen. I just walked straight into this angle.
Can you silent drop still, Vinny? Like, does that work?
No.
Okay, I was just wondering, why did you group
Thank goodness. A lot of people do still prone drop. How did he just kill himself? Oh.
Oh no, Ella. Please explain what just happened. Oh, hello.
Alibi was kitchen. Last
Oh
thing.
my god, there are 3 of us stacked up here.
Yeah, that was scary. You're all low HP.
Oh my
Guys.
goodness. What is that? That's not gonna work, man.
Oh,
there is one kitchen.
How'd that work?
you could prone through that.
Yeah, you're gonna beat me though, I think.
West side of kitchen. Care hallway. Oh, Pix has got it.
What? No, he was on the table. My god, he gave me a jump scare.
Oh, there
It
actually
was like
isn't a rotate.
southwest when he killed me. Oh, he's dead.
got him.
There you go.
Got him.
Friendly mission.
Mate, Havana goes off.
Cool. Well, that was a clean 3-0.
Love to see it, is what they're saying. I'd love to see it.
You love to see it. Everyone looks like they've been flashed. Is that really bright for anybody else?
Yeah.
Havana even had
My
red
Twitch.
eyes for me.
I can see that.
It's the camera flash. Man.
Ah, yeah.
Good old fashioned. Yeah, good old fashioned film camera. Looks like we got a couple people in the YouTube chat, so welcome, guys. I know we often get most of our viewers on Twitch, so
yeah,
nice to see some people jumping in YouTube as well. Welcome. And I'll remind you guys, we're in the Q&A section, so whatever platform you're watching on, feel free to chuck some questions in the chat. We'll get around to answering what we can. Whether it's a question about the game, the new update, Neon Dawn, or whether it's about, Vinny, who's obviously a professional player, myself or Raven. Here we go, here's one. And I do not think any of us are qualified to answer this, but I will ask it anyway, and Raven can pitch in if he can.
Classic.
What is the thought process at Ubi to put Yacht and Hereford back in the casual pool?
I'd say probably to facilitate pulling others out. I don't really know though, to be honest. They just wanted them back in. Enjoy.
I think they. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. We do not represent the development team, but my understanding is they want to keep some variety going in the casual or the quick match pool rather. So mix it up. Sometimes maps get subbed in, sometimes they get subbed out. I know they look at all the stats of, damn it, Vinny, it's all right. You take it. You do what you're gonna do. I'll just
Go Dev.
No, bro.
I'm gonna be right back, guys. You just keep going.
All right.
Be that.
All right.
So, were you thinking what I'm thinking, B2? I was gonna run out using Valkyrie cameras. Were you gonna do something?
I haven't run out since the patch dropped. I'm too scared.
Oh.
You get spotted so fast.
It is scary. I will say, there were a couple of not so much like aggressive spawn peaks, but late round runouts. One that I always used to do was on Oregon. When they're pushing dorms, they all go to rappel on the master balcony, and you can run out small tower.
Yeah.
If you have a Valkyrie camera somewhere, on the water tower or something, it's just that's free kills in abundance. I'm getting destroyed every time I try that now.
Yeah.
Absolutely no hope. So it's
think,
definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. It definitely limits what flankers can do now. Because a lot of the time, if you were roaming and the other team wasn't clearing you could just have an impact on the round by doing something like a run out into areas of the map that they're not clearing. So it's kind of interesting. A few maps will be pretty heavily impacted by that.
Be advised,
something like Consulate or
yeah. Right on. Oh no, Raven. He didn't spectate us.
No, I didn't.
You didn't get kicked, thankfully. I was just looking and I was like, oh, I sure hope you don't get kicked.
Alright, I was a bit worried about that, but it didn't happen.
I would have team killed you. I would have looked at your screen, seen that you're about to get kicked, and then team killed you for the
thanks, man.
For the good of everyone. Oh my goodness, hello. In the main hallway, underneath the default camera. Amaru.
I'm being tracked by Jackal. I don't know where that.
Oh my god, I only just realized you're running shotgun.
Yeah, I
So
love
good.
the Supernova and Echo, man. It's actually a little fun. Oh, there we go. We got Vinny.
No.
One friendly operator
Ooh,
remaining.
that was
Jeez.
that Ash knows what's up. You're getting destroyed right here. Oh no! Oh no!
What? I was just like, I saw the team kill come through. I was just like, what? Must have
This is
shot
gonna
his
be a good
legs.
kill cam actually. Ash just walks straight through it.
Oh, did too.
What the heck?
Okay. Well, that was
Right, we're on.
that's pretty gnarly.
Sounds like we got a couple people coming in from Poland and YouTube. Welcome. I'm
Oh,
afraid
great.
I do not believe I certainly don't speak any Polish. I don't think any of these guys do, but welcome. Bless.
Do you know is Maddie Love? He just wrote something in Polish. I'm scared to say it.
I'm scared to even Google it.
Ah, dear. Oh,
You know, one thing we haven't talked about is Tachanka. And I know he's not in pro play yet, but Vinny, surely you've had a bit of chance to maybe see and try the new Tachanka. Do you have any thoughts, especially from a professional competitive perspective?
When he first got announced, I was very scared. He looked very good. And I've still only played him in ranked, so I can't give a full
like I just
idea.
shot his armor pack.
But yeah, I think when he's brought into like more structured setups, he'll be very strong.
Yeah.
He allows like a lot of map denial, a lot of
10 seconds.
plant denial as well.
Yeah, right.
But so far,
Down
it's
to
fun.
5 seconds.
I'm definitely keen to see something like, Diesel on the smoke and I don't know, like
Bomb
Pat on the
locations are
Tachanka.
secure.
I feel like that's going to be terrifying.
Definitely not planting.
Yeah, whoever's playing support and has to plant next season, that's just going to be not fun.
Ash looks like she's gonna enter sub or something.
Oh yeah?
Or lockers.
Actually, it's Trench.
That probably isn't Ash.
Trench dead? Oh my god. The
Any of those
Janker
Ash?
is just too good, man. Nah.
They're joining front reception.
It was Jackal and Zoph. Why is this window open?
I was gonna jump out of it.
Alright, that explains a lot.
At reception. Yeah, in reception. I'm ping. None of us are able to swing on that, are we? No.
No, I'm just watching this angle in the hallway. Where's that proxy? Oh, I'm guessing that's him.
Op 4, last
My
operator
goodness.
standing.
Last one on ping. Last one on ping.
Surely he goes the hallway. Come
Hasn't
on,
moved.
do it.
Has not
I know you
moved a
wanna.
muscle.
I want this.
Oh, that was close. He's outside now. Nice.
All right. Well, we flawless them right back, eh? Oh, that is nasty, man.
Oh, sharp.
Man.
Vinny's just like, this is so normal, and we're like, oh wow, so sharp.
You can tell when someone plays like that much of this game, and more so like does mechanics training, because like your crosshair never was like above or below head level. It was just constantly at head level. Like you didn't even move your mouse up or down 1 millimeter. It's ridiculous.
Just practice, yeah.
Yeah. So how do you practice then?
I don't know. I find with Siege, like I've tried a lot of different things, playing like different aim trainers and even like Counter-Strike and stuff. I sometimes go back to just to keep sharp, but more than anything, you sort of play the game. I don't think any aim trainer or yeah, they don't really replicate Siege at all. So you just gotta play the game heaps, focus on the right thing when you're training. So if you're playing T-Hunt or anything, just
The thing that really stuck out for me that you said there is focus on the right things. I know this is something, Raven, you've always been a big advocate of. It's not just, train a lot, it's train right. It's not just about training hard, it's about training the right way.
Yeah. It's like the classic saying, work smarter, not harder. It's the same thing, right? Like, you could put in 1,000 hours of just straight ranked without focusing on anything. You'll probably improve a little bit, but you could improve a lot better if you're like aware of what you need to work on and like how to actually work on that. So yeah, like if you know like your flicks are weak, then going into training grounds and figuring out ways to actually practice flicking will help a lot more. Stuff like that.
I know we don't usually plug other channels, but I will say I did watch a fantastic video from Dark Zero recently, which was explaining that. The head coach, BC, has fantastic, he's just such a good teacher. He has a fantastic video about exactly that. So I would highly recommend that. Oh no, I almost...
Oh, alright guys.
that.
In we go.
Get him!
That is how you execute.
This is an example of having the Ella Elite giving her away. I saw the neon hair.
Oh no!
Just like the blue. If I hadn't seen that, like I would never have realized Ella was there.
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah.
That's why you play Ash, Vinny.
That
Ash.
that video you were referencing, by the way, Dev. Is that the one with BC where he's talking about pieing? Or like
Yeah, it's called something along the lines of BC teaches how to slice the pie.
Yeah, that's it.
Which is about
Slice the pie.
slicing the angle as you go across. You're peeking a doorway or an angle. Highly recommend watching that one on the Dark Zero Esports YouTube channel. Very, very good tutorial. He's such a good teacher.
It's a
He's like Raven had no hair. That's basic.
His name is Brandon, so I mean, you know, we do have a lot in common. The cool thing about that too is like that is actually an adaptation of a real world, like a military or SWAT tactic that is like adapted to the game. Like I think that's just a really cool thing, and it's just what Siege is about in a way, right? It's like it's just somewhat realistic. Like I'm not gonna call it a simulator, but it's not like it's not an arcade shooter. Like it's actually quite hardcore and like realistic in some ways.
10 seconds
Yeah.
before insertion.
See a comment in Twitch chat from some random noob. Love the name, by the way. Saying new to this channel,
Can't
can
say
someone
that,
fill me
Dev.
in on who? It's literally his name on Twitch. So wondering who these three random people are on the left side of the screen. Well, that's us. So at the top's Raven. Raven is a esports commentator just like myself. We commentate over like professional Rainbow Six games, and we're the usual host for the show. We have our special guest tonight, which is Vinnie at the bottom, and he is a professional player. So his thing is he plays this game for a living. He plays for a professional team called Wildcard, which is the best team in this
Above
region, in
Dev.
Oceania. It was a Cav, I think. Let's kill him. So that's us. I hear him.
Oh, actually Jaeger.
In the box?
In the box. Swinging,
Yeah,
hang
in
on.
the box.
In the box.
Oh, he's dead.
Got him. Like, what do you call that? Construction? Something like that?
Yeah. Box was good enough. I understood what you meant.
Bomb has been located.
Also, you're watching Raven's perspective. The guy on the top left. He's the perspective you're watching.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Well,
Oh,
hello. There's Ella on the halfway up the stairs.
Well, this is going
Oh
well.
no! That man just went off. It's kicks.
4 last operator.
It's all good. It's a good last one. No, I don't know where the last one is. It's Cav though. Well, Raven, not to put you under any pressure, but we do not have the diffuser.
That's
Doesn't
okay.
matter.
This guy's just gonna get the kill.
Friendly mission.
GG.
Oh, is it? Oh my god. Okay, that was quick.
We've had some quickies today.
Have? Yeah. We've got time for one more.
Good game is a good game.
Yep. Down for that. I always love running the showdown outfit on Ash. My favorite one.
Still my
Cowboy.
favorite event. I did end up enjoying Sugar Fright, but Showdown was just so good.
Yeah. I do kind of miss running uniforms and stuff on my office.
True. Yeah. Do you run? I'm guessing you would run a lot of the team skins then, and the rev shit.
Yeah.
Like there's the new ones have just come out, right? There's the league skins.
Yeah, I'll show off the banner. Oh, there's this as well. Actually, the Thatcher Prime Gaming skin is also very cool.
That one is very, very nice. And I will say there are a lot of good Thatcher skins, including one for Fnatic, of course, one of the Australian teams. But that, like, I don't know what you would call that headgear. It's like a medieval knight style. It's so good. Love it.
I've got up on my screen the esports region set, so you can see that for North American League, you've got the Blackbeard, APAC, you got the LR, Capcan for EU, and then Nomad for Latin America. You can buy them as a full bundle or separate, and yeah, they go to directly support teams in the revenue share program. So, highly recommend doing so. It means that we keep having the esports program around and get to see really cool stuff.
Yeah. Help support all the teams. It helps support the prize pools as well. Six Invitational prize pool is partially crowdfunded as well.
Yes, through the Battle Pass. So get on the Battle Pass.
Decisions. I'm gonna do something dirty.
I'm gravitating towards. Wait, what side are we? Cocktail, right?
Bar.
Yeah. Ask Lacy. There you go.
In the chat, we have a congratulations to you, Vinny, from Choco. Says, by the way, congrats Wildcard on making it to Six Invitational 2021.
Thank you. Thank you.
You said that it was pretty chill, like when you guys actually won it. You know, the moment that you won it, it wasn't maybe as extreme or like hype as we would expect. Was that the case, like for you? I mean, personally, like you've only ever been to one LAN event before. What was it like? You know, qualifying for that. Was it a big deal?
Yeah, like the overall feeling was like intense, and I don't even think it really sunk in straight away. But
10 seconds.
yeah, I still don't think it will sink in until we're on the plane on the way there. To be honest.
Down to 5 seconds.
Yeah,
I don't really feel real.
Yeah.
You must protect your bombs from being
Oh,
defused by Op 4.
Watch me get clapped trying to spawn peek.
I think I might. You guys are both going pretty hard at it.
They all went left side.
Do we go for the ballsy one?
Oh.
Whoop! Whoop! Nice!
Very
You
silly.
saved my life, actually.
I missed out. He propelled on the other wall. Well, I missed out.
Oh, no Raven. Well, at least you guys now get to see some decent gameplay.
Yeah, it's definitely the best part of me dying. I'll just spectate Vinny. God, Shanker is so terrifying. Which reminds me, his elite is out, and I keep forgetting, and I really want to get it.
Oh.
It just looks so boss.
Oh, there's one in cocktail. Oh, he died to the Capcan trap. One was in bar. I think he's dead now. One like just dropped off.
Okay, everyone has.
They're all dead, I think.
This Capcan trap was so good.
his cocktail balcony, like the window.
Oh, okay, so just outside this window.
Nading.
Oh no!
Please
don't tell me that was deliberate. I don't think it was deliberate.
It was not deliberate.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
There's only one possible response to that.
It actually followed him down. That's really sad.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
I'm crying right now.
I'm gonna play some cap. Yeah, that was unfortunate.
You reckon Dev plays guitar? Nah, man, these are
Surely not.
decorative.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Raven
well,
likes plants?
No, I hate my plants. I'm kidding, guys.
Well, we're getting carried right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Are we? Share it.
Well, we are.
Yeah, Capcan went off.
Capcan knows what to do. So, we talked about this briefly before, but you're actually going to be making your casting debut, commentating debut this weekend. Vinny, you're going to be doing some of the open qualifiers for Six Invitational on your channel, yeah?
Yeah, so we were lucky enough to get permission from ESL to cast some of the open quals. At this stage, I think we're going to try follow the ANZ teams more than anything. Make sure they're getting watched.
5 seconds and counting.
And yeah, hopefully there'll be some good matches tomorrow. They're all BO3, which is going to be awesome. But it is single elim, so
That guy just got
should
slapped.
make interesting games.
Yeah, sure. So, it's going to be your first time casting? You a bit nervous?
Not really. It's going to be like a hopefully, yeah, more of a chill kind of cast. I'll have Diesel and Pat. The
Interrogation?
Oh, yes, that's what I like to hear. Where's Soph? Oh, there. Alright. Oh, this poor Blitz is about to get absolutely...
oh my god. Sherrod's going off. Where's the Sophia?
And it's his wheat picks.
I didn't see the box for the Sophia.
It was west
She was
side.
outside, yeah.
You have been spotted.
Oh, no, in bakery. Yeah, in bakery. Whoop! Go in kitchen, go in kitchen. Knock rush.
Did you see what you're trying to do to me?
I was gonna try and knife him.
Was he trying to... Oh, yeah.
He's just trying to quick kick me, yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, so here's a big question, mate. Vinny, do you see yourself moving into casting eventually after your playing career is done?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. A good question.
Not to say it's going to happen anytime soon. Vinny's got many championships ahead of him.
Hopefully, yeah. But I guess one day, maybe. I've been thinking about yeah, like coaching probably more when I finish. But maybe I could coach for a few seasons and then cast. Who knows?
I feel like there's a definite like pathway there that's kind of, it just seems natural, right? People are players, and then like so many coaches are ex-players. Even yourself, Raven. Like I feel like you're the best example of this. I was gonna say the natural progression is player to coach, and then coach to caster. Like they're not big steps, right? And that's exactly what you did, Raven.
Yeah, and it definitely feels like you said, the most natural progression, because if you play, then you have a really good understanding of how it feels to be a player. I think that's really important, because I think if you go straight to coaching, sometimes you don't understand some of the things that players feel sometimes. And then, yeah, going coach to casting means that something that I've always felt really comfortable with casting is like, it's just like doing a VOD review, but you're just doing it live. So you just have to get used to talking as things happen, as opposed to like watching it back. Didn't feel like that much of an adjustment. And
You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and
it's a good pathway.
So a very hyped VOD review.
Yeah.
Exactly. Gotta hype it up.
Spawn peaks in this game. I just realized that guy just got wrecked.
Yeah, the guy who did a like one-tap pistol spawn pick, which is pretty gnarly.
Thank you, a call.
Activating override.
Oh no, I got timed, bro.
Oh, he is close. Oh no. Terrifying. I might have downed him. I think I downed the mirror with a frag grenade.
No, I just got the mirror.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. Oh my god. I tried to save him.
How did you survive?
You guys have some pretty gnarly vert opened up, but I do have the bomb site.
I'm not sure how, so I just am up. I'm gonna call.
Please.
Red.
One on top stairs, class.
Oh no, pillars! How did I hear him? Oh, it was a mute. He probably had a jammer or something. Pillars. The reading was fully clear when I went in there.
Yeah, just expecting him to come back through reading. There we go.
Yes.
Oh. The greatest placement.
He wins these. Even drop hatch.
User is online and active.
Got him.
You were eliminated. Friendly mission successful.
I don't know what it is about tonight's casual games, but we have been on the grind.
Where's our elo?
Battle pass elo, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, logged in to lose 250 plus elo for ranks rollback, and now we just got it all back in casual.
Yeah, something like that, Dev.
This Cherad guy was pretty gnarly, though. I will give him credit. He
Yeah.
carried us as Capcan.
He went pretty hard.
Oh, good stuff.
Cool.
Awesome.
Were we talking about something before all that really just spiraled? Because I don't remember what was happening before.
Nothing important. I think nothing that we had.
I think just the player to coach to cast a progression.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah, it was that. Yeah, cool. All right, I'll check our cams back up. And I just realized I've had Spotify muted for a while, so I'll mute that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Something we didn't touch on at the start of the show was that we have a giveaway running. I saw people did not struggle to find out that we have a giveaway running though, so that's good. I will quickly just put you out of your misery and roll for the winner of that now, so that people don't have to worry about whether they win or not. So 3, 2, 1. Choco R6S is the winner.
Hey, Choco is a very avid viewer. I'm just going to chuck it big exclamation mark giveaway in chat. So obviously we've now drawn the giveaway, but this command should show us the what Choco has won, which is a Ubisoft Rainbow Six merch pack and a Year 5 season pass. So thank you very much. Congratulations, mate.
Woo! I think the merch pack has something extra special this time because it's our last episode and Xmas, so surprise.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, look, it feels strange that it's our last episode for a little while, but it's been really good. It's been great having Vinnie back on. We obviously did a very solid VOD review of your grand final, and we learned a lot about what it is to be, I guess, a pro, like the things that you guys look for in the way that you review things, which I'm hoping is great insight for people.
Yeah, I'm glad I could give some insight, and thank you guys for having me on for the last episode. It is an honor.
Well, it's always a pleasure for us. You were here for our very first episodes. You got through all of the trials and the experiments that was Late Night Siege, and now 28 episodes later, we have you back on. So yeah, it's always a pleasure, and particularly doing that VOD review is something that we don't get to do very often, and I know a lot of our viewers really enjoyed that. So thanks, guys, for watching that. And if you did miss it, if you want to watch, Vinnie highlighted some of the key moments from his wildcard victory over Okami in the grand final of the Oceanic Major. You can go back to the YouTube VOD or Twitch and rewatch that back. Yeah, make sure you're following all the Rainbow Six ANZ accounts, be it Twitter, Instagram. We've got all our stuff on there. Of course, the Twitch and the YouTube. And yeah, well, I mean, we'll have some stuff coming out. Obviously, Late Night Siege going on a bit of a break, but we'll be back. Do we know what date we'll be back yet, Raven?
It's like 4 weeks. I'm looking at the calendar now. It should be the 15th of January, but the best way to know for sure is to make sure you're following Rainbow Six ANZ on all socials, especially Twitter. That's where we usually do the announcements of guests and that kind of thing, and all the shows that we have. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned for that. Also, make sure you stay tuned for the Open Qualifiers this weekend. Talks about it a lot. Vinnie and his crew are going to be casting it, so I would highly recommend tuning in because you'll get some really good insight. I'm sure there's going to be some great little memes and banter out of that too. There's some other crews casting as well. So again, if you are following us on socials, believe there's going to be a pretty good effort to retweet everybody that is doing casting, so you can have some options, which would be great.
There is a lot, and I definitely recommend, especially checking out Vinnie, and you've got a couple of wildcard boys and Red, who's a former player for Elevate. So that's going to be particularly there's so much expertise on that cast. Even you guys are probably going to have a bit of fun as well. Keep it casual. Sure. So I'm definitely going to be watching that, even though I'm meant to be on holiday this weekend. I'm definitely going to pop up the stream on my phone when my girlfriend's not watching. So yeah, no, it should be fantastic. Vinnie, if people want to find you and keep across what you're doing, where can they go?
first and foremost, Twitter, Vinsia_R6. That's probably where I'm most active. Otherwise, yeah, on Twitch, I stream as often as I can, which is Vincia_R6, same tag. And yeah, definitely check out tomorrow. We're going to be casting the open quals and having a bit of fun. And yeah.
What, Vincea R6 on Twitter, is it?
Vincia_R6.
Vincia_R6. There you go, guys. I've just chucked that in the chat. And if you want to say hello in the chat, people can go follow you as well if they missed out earlier.
Yeah.
Go follow him. It'll be worth it.
Big ups.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thanks again for joining us, Vince. It's been good. Everybody else in chat, it's been great. Thanks for a solid year of Late Night Siege. As we said, we will be back in January, so just keep an eye on socials so you can figure out exactly when that's going to be. But have a great Christmas. Have a great New Year. We'll see you guys on the other side.